welcome to a progressively getting on time episode of the Hard Rock Show. I'm Andrew.
I'm Dave.
I'm Conrad.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Belle.
We're here for another mammoth stream. We're going to be going through the second semi-final of our King of the Riff concept album battle series, which is going to be Pink Floyd's The Wall going up against the Crimson Idol from W.A.S.P. That's going to be a hell of a knockout coming up. I don't know which way it's going to go, to be honest. It's going to be interesting. But we're also going to talk about the songs of the week, as always. We're going to choose our second guitarist for our Build-A-Band Glam edition. We're going to play Would You Rather when it comes to Dee Snider or Twisted Sister, so that's coming up shortly as well. And we'll have everything else to do, all the comments, all the bin, all the usual shit that we get up to in every stream. So make sure you give us your thoughts, say hi, let us know what you think of anything and everything that we, come out of our mouths, which could be anything the rate we go. So give us your thoughts, say hi, all the usual stuff, get in the comments and let us know you're here. If you could do that and also hit the like button, that'd be greatly appreciated as well. But yeah, in the description box, you're going to find links for reference tracks for everything we're talking about tonight, which is especially relevant, I guess, to the songs of the week that we've all chosen. Got a few this week, which would be cool. And you'll also find the links for us there. So make sure you find us on your preferred social platform and give us a like or a follow or any of that sort of stuff. It's greatly appreciated. It helps us grow things here. And also the same for our fantastic sponsors. A big thank you to Squid Ink Screenprinting, Alt-Cvlt Rockstar Finance. Their details are there too. So give them a like as well. It's greatly, greatly appreciated. Helps them, helps us, helps everyone all around. Yeah, I think that's about the usual preamble. Let's do the rounds just quickly here to say hello to everyone. So Dave, how you going this week?
Yeah, I'm good. It's been a busy week, work's busy. Kids are on school holidays, so they're amusing themselves. But yeah, there's really not much happening. Last day of term, Friday, Jade's watched some more Cobra Kai.
Nice.
Apart from that, yeah, really nothing to report. I'm sorry, I'm going to be boring this week.
That's all good. No worries at all. And your drink of choice is still water today?
Unfortunately, yes.
Unfortunately. All right. Fair enough. All righty. Conrad, how you going?
Yeah, good. Just sorting stuff out still. Got my bank accounts are up and running now. Thank God. It took a while. It takes a while for things here. You don't realize in Australia how easy things are.
Yeah,
not easy. Not easy. So it took a couple of weeks to get bank accounts up. And as for getting unemployment benefits, I've got an interview again tomorrow, but it takes about 5 weeks for things to come through here. Yeah, I've got to get work. I'll get working soon enough. So yeah, once I get working. Just prepare. I got a few things going. What was I? I was out on the weekend. So I went to a rock club, like a goth rock club on the weekend, which was really cool. Nice to see some old faces. Just some old faces. Small crew was DJing in a rock bar on Friday night. I DJ'd a rock bar here, which was great. So that was really cool. So yeah. It's nice getting back into the swing of things here. And I got Guns N' Roses tomorrow in Hyde Park. So
nice.
I bet you are. That should be fun, man. Let us know how you go with that. Yeah. That should be a cracker.
So that should be good fun, yeah.
It's early in the day for you. Is it water at the moment or coffee or what's the go?
Yeah, it's water for me. And then after Gunners, I've got Motley and Def Leppard the next day.
Nice.
Wow.
And then I got Kiss next week and Iron Maiden next week.
Fuck, man.
It's an Iron Maiden next week.
Just rubbing it in now. That's
I know. Perks of being in Europe, I guess. Yeah. No, that's awesome, man. Good to hear it's all sort of ticking along for you, which is a nice relief after the last few weeks for you, which is good to see.
Oh yeah.
I bet it must feel amazing for you. All righty. Jeff, how about you?
Yeah, look, it's the same old for me. And Dave, Conrad, you guys aren't alone. I'm drinking water too. I know, water. It's good for you.
So hardcore, aren't we?
Cordial.
We're very metal, hardcore, and yeah. That's not what you guys intended when you said drink up and rock on. Water
it doesn't matter what you drink, to be honest. It doesn't matter what you drink. Well, drink up and rock on. That's all it is.
It's not hydrate and rock on.
Yeah. What did you say?
I said it's not hydrate and rock on.
Oh, hydrate and rock on. Yeah, that could be a new one. Hydrate and rock on. Yeah.
Let's all start getting Lucozade out of it. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, if we ever show up with milk, then there's a problem, right?
Oh my God.
That could go horribly wrong, Jeff. Let's move on.
Milk. Yes. Oh, holy shit. Okay. No, so my week has just been like the same old, same old. I'm actually pumped because tomorrow's my last day, then I got a week off.
Yeah.
next on Thursday, actually. So that's going to be an issue for me next week. But probably not going to be. But I'm going to go to see this guy. You guys, you know him?
Well, hang on. I gotta put you in solo mode now.
Can you see that?
Ooh.
Neil deGrasse Tyson. So I'm going to see him. Yeah,
Cool.
he's an awesome dude. I'm going to see him next Thursday. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be here for the final. So I'm going to have to work out something.
Yeah,
I know.
Film this before yeah.
I will film something and do something and send it to you so that you'll have me. Yeah,
Awesome.
I feel this
he's
was
doing a spoken word
organized.
He's doing a presentation thing, like a.
Yeah, I could do that. Yeah. You mean
Neil deGrasse
going
Tyson. The thing that you're going to? He's doing like.
Oh, that thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't know what the fuck you were talking about there. So it's it's just it's like I don't know what he's going to talk about, but I've got some questions for him. If it comes
and
up,
shit.
Audience, space. He's an astrophysicist.
Space.
Yeah, space. Just space.
Some yogurts and hummus and poppadoms and shit.
Yeah, that's right. So I'm really looking forward to him. He's been like one of my heroes for a long time. So
nice.
Yeah.
So
that's
anyway,
awesome,
that's
man.
me.
Yeah. Planets and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But he's very smart. Very, very smart.
He is. He is.
I'm sure he's been asked before, but ask him if the meaning of all life, the universe, and everything is actually 42.
42?
Yeah.
I'm sure he has been asked that. Yeah. But I'll ask him if it comes up.
Nice.
I'm sure someone out there will ask him.
Oh, no, I'm sure it's been done. I'm
Yeah.
sure it's been done to death by now.
You want to hope he's seen it. He might just go, what the fuck are these people talking about?
Yeah, what's that? What's that all about?
What's Zayne doing now? Anyway, yeah.
I've got those books just over there. They're so good.
Yeah.
But if you haven't read them, people, The Hitchhiker's Guide, The Galaxy, fucking get onto it. It's so good. Anyway, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Just work, sleep, get up, and look forward to doing this. So,
Nice.
That's it. Belle, over to you.
Oh, my life isn't anywhere near as exciting as yours or Conrad's. My God, can I swap lives with you? I can't even remember all the bands you're going to see in the next 2 weeks. Nuts. Like,
And that's with that bar around the corner as well, the Iron Maiden bar around the corner too.
Right. Yeah, so, for me, it's just like all work and no play, pretty much. The most exciting thing that happened to me was finding fake chicken that somewhat resembled real chicken this week. That was pretty cool.
Please explain. What?
So you can buy faux meat.
Yes.
And if you're a vegetarian like me, and I've been trying them all, most of them are really awful. But this one was like you shred up a barbecue chicken.
Okay.
And so I chucked that in this butter chicken sauce, and it wasn't too bad.
Okay.
It pretty much resembled. It looked like chicken, but it sort of tasted chewy, like it was chewy and it had no flavor. But smothered in sauce, it was fine.
Well, yeah, smother it in sauce. It'll save everything pretty much. So
yeah, so that's what I did. So that was great. That was the highlight of my week.
Belle, have you tried that Rebel Whopper thing from Hungry Jack's? Because I tried that, and I thought it was fucking amazing.
Yeah. That's also one of the highlights of my week when I get Hungry Jack's and I can have a Whopper. So that'll be tomorrow night's dinner.
Yeah. You're a vegetarian / vegan, or you're vegan?
Yeah.
I'm vegetarian. No, I love cheese too much.
Okay.
To be vegan.
Yeah, I'm not getting away from the cheese anytime soon. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
So
I said the same thing with bacon. Couldn't do it.
No, bacon.
Too good.
Gotta have bacon.
I haven't tried the faking yet.
The
And I'm never gonna either.
It's on my list. I'll report back.
Yeah, let us know. We're all waiting with bated breath.
That fake bacon stuff smells really good. It smells like real deal. When it cooks, it smells like the real thing.
Wow.
I've always wondered, Belle, you can help me, because okay, I understand why you're vegan or vegetarian. Sorry, I guess you do it for moral things, and I get that, because I don't like to see animals suffer either. But I'm like, if you want to eat meat so fucking bad, why don't you just eat it? You know what I mean? Like, as vegans and vegetarians go out of their way to buy fine food that tastes like meat, even though they don't eat it.
No, that's a fair question. Yeah, I get that. For me personally, it's yes, I do love eating meat and I love the taste of it, but then the thought pops into my head,
Yeah, of
well,
course,
where did
that's
this
right.
come from? And that's like, okay, no, I don't need it. I can get my protein elsewhere.
We would all be fucked though if that thought came into our head and we started thinking about that about plants. Because then what would we eat? Right? Plants have feelings.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Now we're getting right. Now we're getting quote unquote into the
We're getting
weeds.
into weeds.
You've been smoking some weed before you came on the show, haven't you?
Well, we could start that too.
Me or Jeff? I haven't smoked weed for
I'll
about
never
20
tell.
years.
Never anyway,
Andrew, how are you?
Oh, before me, are you on the water as well, Belle, or are you?
No, I'm drinking rum tonight.
Oh,
nice.
Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Captain Morgan. All the
Oh,
way.
good choice.
Spice black? Is it
Which
spice
one?
black?
Spiced black or
Spiced, yeah, spiced black.
nice?
The only one. That's the one.
No,
Yeah,
fuck.
the best.
That's
Fuck
it.
all the
Come
other
to
ones,
Tasmania.
That's the one. Yeah.
Just found a bottle in the cupboard. I'm like, how did I not know about this?
Wow, you're doing
it's
better
not
than me.
mine.
If I find it in the cupboard, it's gone the next day.
Yeah. Well, it might be gone by tomorrow. We'll see how we go.
Well, good luck. For myself, I'm started off. I've nearly finished my glass of port, but then I've actually found this quirky South Cape Australian bourbon, which is like $30 a bottle, and it's actually pretty good. So,
Nice.
Aussie bourbon.
That's good.
Looks like a decent sized
30?
bottle.
How old is it?
$30
How
bourbon.
long is it?
Oh, there's no age or anything on it, Jeff. It's none of that sort of stuff. It's just a
Where is
bourbon.
it from?
It says Dandenong. So could be-
Dandenong. Jesus.
Normally
Dandenong.
Australian spirits
Holy
are really expensive.
I
Wow.
don't know. South Cape, small batch, established in Australia. So there we go. I don't know. There we go. Something different.
$30
Give it a
a
try.
bottle. $30 a bottle of bourbon in Australia. You can't complain about
Don't
that.
know.
No, that's it. And it's actually not like, you know, when you normally look at the price and go, oh, this could be bad. And it's like, actually, no, it's pretty good. So
All right.
I'm
Right.
That's
I'm
good.
gonna look out for that.
one to try out. Anyway, for my week, it's pretty good. Hectic. Really, really hectic week. Our boy got his license yesterday. So, Zach,
Yay.
congratulations.
Yay.
That's awesome news. Finally got that one over the line. So that's the last one now. That's another sort of tick in the box before we get out of here. So went out for dinner and celebrated last night, which is awesome. Had overtime at work today. So it's all been like the last 24 hours was like completely crunched my note preparation for tonight. So I was like, fuck. But generally speaking, everything's going pretty good. I've got a bit of a routine going now with everything going on with the move, which is actually kind of, you know, helpful, which is nice. So just everything's good, actually. Just busy, which is expected now with what, like 4 weeks and a couple of days to go until the big move. So it's actually really not far away now. So
Time flies, man.
yeah, it does fly. So that's just basically what it's all about. It's work. Jody has a last day tomorrow. Jody says hi to everyone as always, but Jody's last day
Hey, Jody.
tomorrow. So then she'll be here sort of doing prep work for the finale of us moving. And then, yeah, I'll work up until the end of next month. And then we're out of here on the 31st of July. So woohoo! It's going to be, so yeah, it's hectic. It's not far away now. It's like, what is that? 32 days away when you break it all down. So I've got like 21 working days to go. That's it. No one's counting that. Not me.
I presume the show will be on ice for a couple of weeks then.
I'll work something out in that regard. It's definitely for a couple of weeks. But I've got some stuff in the can that we'll probably do as a pre-recorded live stream that we've got some of that stuff in there. So we'll still do some stuff on Thursday nights. It's just a matter of me. It'd be not live. It'll be like pre-recorded, but not seen before. It'll be new content that hasn't been seen by anyone yet. So brand new stuff that Dave and I worked on earlier this year to get us through a few weeks there while I get myself established up north. Let's get some comments. Let's get some people saying hi to us. So Andrew is here saying, evening all. Good to see you, buddy. Same with Nicole. Good to see you again. Same with Terry over on Facebook. Good to see you too. And Darren's here as always. Sally's here saying, hello, metal people. Hey, Jody, which is cool. Good to see you as well. Same with Jolie. Hi, all. Hope all is well. Glad I get to enjoy the full show tonight. Good to have you with us, and hopefully you will enjoy the full show. That is awesome. Guy says, anti-pedal standing rockers. Cheers from Denmark. Good to see you again, buddy. Hopefully you're all over there.
Like your picture.
Michael is here saying, good evening, everyone. I did email you earlier before. I hope you saw it. Please tell me you saw it. Anyway, Rowan's here with the horns, which is awesome. And Edge Crusher, good to see you too. Vinny's here, as always. Good evening, beautiful people, and congrats to any Swifties who scored tickets to her global therapy tour. Honestly, I know it's fun to rip on it, but if people are actually happy and they get to do something they love, then I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Like, we need more happiness in the world, not less. There we go. Jolie's gone, that's cool, Conrad, with your journey over there, which is cool. And then Vinny's gone, lol, the TH2O RS live stream.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Nice, Vinny.
Vinny, it wouldn't be the same without you, buddy. What do we got? Guy's got Neil deGrasse with the Illuminati symbol, I think it is there. Then we got Darren saying, are you sure it's just water, Jeff?
It's my story and I'm sticking to it. Yep.
It can be oil. It can be oil-based. But anyway, and guys going, I'm afraid space is fake. Sorry to tell you all. Sally's gone, very cool, Jeff. Here we go. Vinny says, Fakin isn't too bad in scrambled eggs, Belle. I don't know if you do eggs still, but there you go. There's a
I'm just surprised that Vinny has tried Fakin.
No, who knows?
Assume he has. Yeah.
Here we go. Michael has gone, real chicken going down well with ghost chili and some Carolina Reaper. Hot. Fuck your man. I can't do that.
You. No.
I love spicy.
You have to dance with the flaming asshole the next day. No fucking thank you.
I can't do it. I grew up on too much how do I put this? Very traditional English food, which didn't have any spices at all. Darren's gone, cheers, Michael. Now I'm hungry. Darren's gone, hey, Joe, which is good. Samantha, good to see you. Hi, everyone. I missed the start. Where are you moving to? I am off to Queensland in a few weeks. So there we go. That's been in the works for a while. It's not new news. It's just that's the countdown that's been going on to. So moving up a couple of hours north of Brisbane.
Are you near the beach?
Not near, but about 45 minutes away.
Nothing.
All
so we're about maybe an hour from, not 45 minutes maybe from Noosa Head kind of thing. So,
all right. If I'm ever up that way, I'll
for sure. We're inland, but it's nice and quiet where we're going. There's like 450 people in the town we're moving to. So, yeah, there we go. TJ's gone, go Lions. They look like they're smashing them tonight. So that's that looks like it's a fait accompli. But yeah, anyway, hopefully they're enjoying it because it looks like it's a party up there. But good to see you anyway. And Vinny's gone, I was vegan for 2 years. Lol, never again. So there we go.
Oh, fascinating.
Yeah, it's interesting. All right. Cool. All right, let's get into our songs of the week. Again, there are reference tracks in the description box, so you can check them out there, but we're also going to put them into the comments now. Before we do, Michael also said, Sangiovese helping with massive chili rush appropriate for Hard Rock Show. Very much so. Very, very much so. I'm glad that's going down well for you. All right, first song of the week is Dave's choice this week, which is from Falling in Reverse with a little track called Zombified. So it's from the upcoming EP Neon Zombie. No release date on that yet, as far as I know, unless Dave has more information than I do, but that's an upcoming EP. But is it the lyrics that drew you to this song, Dave, or something else?
Yeah. Yeah, it's an unusual choice. I mean, I guess you would assume, but I came up on YouTube. There was a picture of a zombie, and I said, fuck it, I'll give it a go. I have heard of Falling in Reverse, and I knew them as a fucking young person's emo band, and they are a young person's emo band. So, but I ventured, there were zombies, so zombies will draw me in. And got to say, this is pretty cool. Clever lyrics, metaphoric zombies, social commentary presented in an entertaining way with a fucking earworm of a riff that just stuck in my head after the first listen, and I could not get it out. All that I like. There's a cool, flashy midsection. It's very overly produced and very snap to grid, but that's what the style of music is, which is why I don't usually venture into this. There's no guitar solo. Yeah, there's no guitar solo, which is not a shock. No. But the riff is cool and the interesting lyrics got me. I can't have everything, so there's no solo. I'm not sure if I'm going to venture into more of their stuff. I know the singer also raps, so fuck that shit. But there's no rap in this one. There were zombies. As I said, the lyrics are clever. So, yeah, this is pretty cool.
Nice. It is a different choice for Dave. Just I didn't expect, when I put it on, I've gone, oh, hang on. So this will be interesting to go around. But Conrad, you familiar with the band?
Yeah, I checked this out. I'm familiar with the name. I used to sell their shirts.
Cool.
As you know, Andrew, I used to run a rock T-shirt shop.
Yeah.
In Northland there, so I was familiar with a lot of these paragraph bands, as I called them, with the long titles. Paragraph.
Yeah.
Falling in Reverse. Yeah, I didn't know anything about them, but I checked them out, and you know, it wasn't anything I despised with a passion. I didn't go, oh, this is awful. I found myself going, oh, this is okay. It was pop rocky, you know. It was modern. It was pop rocky. Look, there are a lot of other things out there that are a lot worse. So you know, it's not the worst. It's okay. It's all right. It doesn't repulse me. It doesn't, you know, it doesn't offend me. It doesn't have me throwing things at it. So it's a win. It's a win.
That's a good start.
If it doesn't have me, you know,
Yeah.
screaming at the youth of today for having terrible taste in music, then it's a win, you know.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Right. Actually, they're okay. They're all right.
Yeah. Nice. Let's go to Bell next, because I'm curious, because I know your taste in things like North Lane, for example. So how'd you go with this one?
Yeah, I was really surprised. Like, Dave's choosing a Falling in Reverse song. What the fuck?
Yeah. not
what I
something
said.
I expected.
Yeah, all right. So, but you know, it's kind of obvious with the whole zombie thing, but still surprising. So yeah, I really loved it. I think it's a great song. The riff, I agree, really, really catchy. Actually reminded me, I think it's very similar to Linkin Park's One Step Closer. The riff is like really similar. What do you think about that?
Ooh, I think you might be onto something.
Yeah. And I did what I do, and I listened to one, and then the next.
Cool.
Just like I'm like, I know that riff, but it's not identical. But
no, they're not. But there's a definite rhythm and groove that ties over. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Similar tone as well, guitar tone.
Yeah, similar bands, I suppose, or Linkin Park in their era.
Yeah,
in their era.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I just thought I would mention that. So yeah, I'm going to list off the cliches like killer riff, great hook in the chorus, lyrics are on point, cool breakdown towards the end, which I love a good breakdown. And the video, like the video is awesome. Like
that's very clever.
Action packed. It's got zombies. It's got killing zombies, which is even better. Driving around in a hot rod, spaceships, like a giant dragon Godzilla thing at the end. Like it's just really cool. It just makes it fun. So yeah, I don't know. I think that's all I wrote. But yeah, I really loved it. So I don't think it's a new song now. I think it came out like a year ago,
It was a year ago,
yeah.
I think the video is new, which is probably why it.
Well, just for anyone referencing that I tend to go for brand new or as new as I get it kind of thing, but it doesn't have to be. It just can be any song you like. There's other songs here that just they're older ones, you know, but it doesn't have to be that. It's just whatever gets your attention that week, something you want to share with everyone. Doesn't have to be brand new, just whatever is your song of the week.
I didn't know it. I hadn't heard it before.
Yeah, I hadn't heard it either.
So I'm glad I did now because I've listened to it a few times or watched it a few times even. It's so fun. Yeah. Loved it.
Cool. Well, nice. Jeff, how'd you go?
Well, all right. So I thought the video was really cool. I thought the video was very well done.
That's a good thing.
I enjoyed it. I thought because I was a fan of The Walking Dead and all that shit. So they did a really good job with that. That's cool. And I liked the music. And then the singer opened his mouth, and I just went. Look, I'm sorry. It's just not fair. I don't like his voice. He sounds like a whiny little teenager. And then I got that when Dave said, "Well, yes, but he doesn't sound like a teenager."
He doesn't sound like a yes.
Okay,
doesn't sound like a man.
I get the high pitched range, but that's a different thing. But it was just the music was really good. I really enjoyed the music. The music was cool.
You're forgetting that his audience is whiny teenagers.
Yes, that's right. And I didn't realize. I listened to it a couple times and I watched it. And then when you said that emo, that's exactly what it is. That genre, I had forgotten even what it was called until you mentioned it, and I'm like, yep, boom, thank you. Because I just like avoid that like the fucking plague. And so
so did I. Fucking hits that shit.
But in all fairness, I will say that the song is very catchy. It's got a really it's got cool lyrics. I like the lyrics. I like
Yeah,
the
lyrics are
words.
really clever.
That's right. They're very clever. And so it's not, my review's not all bad. So that's what I'm trying to say is that, while I wouldn't run out and buy it if the album was dropping tomorrow, I wouldn't run out and buy it. I'd listen to give it a listen, I'd stream it or something. I wouldn't give them my fucking money, but but that's, that's just, so look, no, it's not a bad song at all. So, I don't want to rip on it too much because I know my song's coming up at some point.
It is.
And there's going to be some ripping on that one. I know. So, it is what it is. It's good. It's clever. And like I said, I really like the video. The video was awesome.
Yep. Cool. Well, I was really surprised to hear this when Dave put it forward. I was just like, I've got to give Dave extra credit here because he's going away from type. Now, I mentioned he has a type, and ever since I've done that, one more, then he's making a concerted effort to get away from it. So I think he's trying to prove me wrong. But anyway, very modern metal. This is very, very, if you like modern metal, it's going to be your thing. Heavily produced, but it's got loads of groove, and it's quite a catchy song at the end of the day. When you dig into the lyrics, though, that's why I asked Dave at the start if it was the lyrics that dragged him in, as well as the obvious zombie stuff. But the lyrics is definitely one of those things where there's a lot to say. It's very intelligent. It's clearly anti-cancel culture, but it's very cutting and quite sharp, which is very well done. It's got a wicked breakdown, like Bell mentioned. There's a wicked breakdown in this song, and it's got some beeps and bops, but even a little nod to Disturbed, a little nod. With the really cool little moments. It's a small little thing, but I thought that was a really cool little touch there. All in all, big hook, great riff, cool groove. I'm not all over this band, but I'm more than a little bit curious about the EP whenever it does get released. But it was just one of those ones that I play with this space a bit, so it doesn't bother me at all to listen to music release. So I was actually kind of happy to have this one put forward. So I enjoyed it. Not bad at all, Dave. I was like, it was more about a surprise of Dave picking it versus anything that I thought about. I was like, okay, this is good. What do we got here? TJ, though. TJ says falling into the bin. So, oh, wow. Guy says, like it, Dave. People are zombified. 110% true. There we go. Vinny says, great pickup, Dave. Straight to my Spotify playlist. So nice.
Nice.
Darren says, that's from last year. Thought I'd heard it before. Pretty good. Enjoy these guys. There we go. More love for it there. Jolie's gone, I agree with Bell. So there's nice there too. Guy says, the video is stunning. Nice find. TJ said, Shaun of the Dead had zombies and better music.
Shaun of the Dead's fucking awesome, mate. You can't top that shit.
No,
that's
can't
cool.
argue.
And Guy's gone Spaceballs, Jeff. Anyway. All righty. Well, speaking of Jeff, let's go to his song next. So in the comments and in the description box, you're going to find a little link. I'm pretty sure, I know my luck now, and I'm pretty sure that Spotify has, sorry, not Spotify, the autocorrect has fucked me here. Jeff, is it Wilder? Is that right?
Wild Run.
Wild Run.
Or Wilder Run. I'm not sure how it's spelled.
Wildy Run?
Yeah.
Wilder Run? Wilder Run?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I
think
do
it's Wilder Run,
apologize.
but that's okay.
Because it's just put it as Wilder, and it's like, oh, come on, really? It's Wilder Run. So WILDRUN is the actual thing there. Ignore my typing in the bloody thingo because it's just auto-corrected to just stupidity on me. But it's Wilder Run with Passenger. And Jeff, it was your pick, so you go first. What made you choose this one? It's a bit of an old one.
I'll tell you, I'd never heard of these guys. Never heard of them. And I was watching a video, an interview with John Petrucci and Jordan Rudess. And Jordan Rudess had discovered these guys a little while back, and he loved them. So I thought, well, okay, I'll check them out. And I'm like, wow, these guys are fucking really good. And it's right now, it's Jordan Rudess is one of his favorite new fine bands that he's come across.
Cool.
So I thought I'd try them. They're from Massachusetts. They're from the US.
Yep.
But they don't sound like they're from US. They've got a real proggy European sort of sound. And I was quite taken by the layers, the complexities, and you're listening to stuff, and the music is just flowing, and then all of a sudden you get these growly, angry vocals coming out of nowhere. You're like, what the fuck? Where'd that come from? Didn't see it coming.
Yep.
And that, like, this whole Opeth vibe, right? It's there. And I was like, okay, that actually got my attention, because you're listening to a song, and 5 minutes into the song, and then those things start, because you don't hear it coming.
Yeah.
And so that really got me thinking, okay, well, if they're going to go down that path, I think I'm going to have to really give these guys a serious listen. And I listened to probably half an album of one album and about half another album, just sort of skipping through songs that I thought were really cool.
Yep.
And this song I thought was just awesome. So I chose it, and I just love it. It's prog. It's rock, it's metal, it's got everything in there. There's no emo shit, but it's got everything else. Sorry, Dave. And I'm
not fucking emo. Jesus Christ!
I didn't say you were. I'm just saying it's got a lot of stuff in there.
Don't apologize for making fun of emos, though.
He's never gonna pick an emo song ever again.
Sorry to the younger audience that might be watching that likes.
Yeah. Hey, I apologize to that, but hey,
I'm gonna get a face tattoo and cry like a little bitch.
One of these days, I'm going to make Teenagers from My Chemical Romance my song of the week, just to see how much all of you react to that. But anyway, go on. Jeff,
I've had to review that fucking album before. I'm never listening to that again.
Well, look, you definitely got a reaction, Dave. You got it.
Yes,
you got a reaction. And that's the cool thing. You got it. So that's cool. It's not a bad song, but no, but this Wilderun or How Wilderun or I don't know, Wildebeest, whatever the fuck, however you want to call it, it's something. It doesn't matter what they're called. It's how they sound, right? So
yes, sure.
I liked it a lot. It's a long song, so if anyone's out there going, okay, should I click on this? Yes, you should. You should listen to it. And that's all I really have to say. So I'm really curious what you guys thought of it.
All right. Well, let's go to Dave just to make things fun. So what did you think of it, Dave?
Yeah, this is cool. Right up my alley. Of course it is. I didn't know Dream Theater recommended it, so yeah, it's even more up my alley now. Whatever they say is good. Now, this is a really interesting listen, epic in length and scope. Typical prog fashion, they never return to familiar territory. It's always forward progressing. It's never rehashing same things. I really didn't know what was coming next throughout this 8-9 minutes. Very broad spectrum of textures, heavy, soft, everything in between. As Jeff said, no emo shit, which is good. I didn't have time to really sit down and study the lyrics in this story, but I will, because there's a lot to take in here, and we'll venture in the further with what they've done. But yeah, this is something I can really sink my teeth into, which I like doing. The more the merrier. Never heard of this band before, and definitely interesting and progressive in the progressive metal genre. They're taking things to the next level, which is cool.
Nice.
Good you, Dave. That's better than mine. That's good.
Cool. All righty. Conrad, over to you.
I gave this a listen. I quite enjoyed this. This is for fans of Opeth and Porcupine Tree. They might like this kind of thing. Not quite on the same production values as those two bands, but those two bands sound phenomenal.
Yeah.
And as far as the prog realm goes, they sound above everybody else. So it's pretty hard to sound anywhere near as good as either of those. That's probably due to Stephen. That's due to Stephen Wilson being the producer of both. But no, this is it's good. It's I wouldn't for fans of Opeth and maybe Porcupine Tree, you probably enjoy it. It's got that prog sort of vibe about prog metal vibe about it, a lot of twists and turns. I don't think quite as well as executed as maybe as Opeth, but still,
Opeth's a high bar.
Decent,
it sure
decent,
is.
solid. Solid. So if you're into prog metal, you probably enjoy it.
Cool.
Nice.
All righty. Belle, over to you.
Wow.
We made Jeff wait for this. We made Jeff wait on purpose.
Can't wait.
So the first couple of minutes of this, I was thinking, oh God, not more prog. It's like a symphonic dream theater. I just need a break from prog for a week.
We're burning out only a few weeks.
You're definitely ready for some Epica. Fucking yes.
Oh
wow, yeah.
No. Then after about 3 minutes, the music got really heavy. And these harsh vocals came in. And I've written, and not wussy harsh vocals, like full deep Opeth harsh vocals.
Yeah.
I really need to start rephrasing things, but yeah. So I picked up on the Opeth thing too. It was cool.
I knew you'd like that.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, okay, all right. This is actually not as, I was going to say, bad as what I thought it was. It wasn't bad. It was just like, oh, just painful. So I was not expecting that. So it was really cool. And then things got a little easier to listen to after that. It's like, yeah, okay, well, these guys are, kind of harder than I thought. And so even though that heavy section was sort of short-lived, although it did kind of go there again a bit further in, it just, the whole thing was a bit easier to digest. And I actually quite enjoyed it in the end. So it was brilliant musically, that's obvious, but still a bit too proggy for my taste at the moment. I'm getting there. I'm getting used to it.
Each to their own, Belle. You bring your own perspective, which is important.
Yeah, not quite there yet. So I enjoyed parts of it, those parts being the really heavy parts, but I could still appreciate what they were doing with the rest of it. So perhaps like Dream Theater, more exposure to this band, and I'll start to enjoy their music more.
There you go, Dave.
Cool.
So in saying that, and I've written this out, so I'll read it. I would just like to say that Jeff, like your song last week, I would normally have turned this off after the first 30 seconds. But because I needed to talk about it, I had to play the whole thing.
Yeah.
So it's forcing me to not be so dismissive and to appreciate what artists are putting out there. It might not be to my taste exactly, but overall, I would say that I'm enjoying your picks and I'm looking forward to your pick next week.
There we go.
Thank you.
There we go. There's some praise.
Thank you so much.
Nicely done.
Yes. Thank you, Belle.
Just as a side note here, Belle, the Nea Bliviscaris album we're listening to for this Sunday session, I reckon you'll love it. I reckon.
Oh yeah, you will love them.
Love it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right
I
up
saw it
your
on
alley.
the list, and I haven't listened to it yet.
Give that one a listen because I think you'll be right into that one, knowing your taste.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I've recorded in the same studio they did, which is kind of
Nice.
cool. I thought that's cool. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yep.
Where are they from?
I don't know where they're from here somewhere, but yeah.
Melbourne, pretty sure.
Really? Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I think so.
Okay.
I think it's Melbourne.
Cool.
Yeah.
From memory.
This area somewhere. Yeah.
Definitely Australia. But I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. For my take on this one, this comes from the 2022 album Epigon, I think it's pronounced. There's a lot to take in now. I've only linked the radio edit video for people to check out, which goes for like 5-some minutes. The actual full song goes for close to 10 minutes. So you do want to go and check out the whole song. If the video gets your attention, go and check out the whole song. If it doesn't, well, then you got a abridged version to, sort of get you through. But this has some great, big, diverse gear change going through it. There's clean and beautiful vocals in this one, which I can understand why Belle's sort of like, okay, this is a bit sort of progressive hippie stuff at the beginning. But that gets flipped on its head with, these growls and pure aggression, which is just fantastic. And the composition to go with those gear changes matches it all perfectly as well.
I never said hippie. I never said it was hippie. I said it was...
No, but it gives you that. It gives you the progressive folk kind of a vibe because of... So that's where it kind of starts. And then they flip it on its head and go, Opeth on it, which is kind of cool. It's got a real blend of Beauty and the Beast kind of a vibe going on here, and it's incredibly well written and performed for mine. I liked the mix. I liked the mix a lot, actually. I get what you're saying about, these tier bands, but the mix is really well balanced. You can hear everything. Like, there's nice little bits of acoustic touches in there and other little things too, which was really well balanced, and you could hear it clearly, and it really did add different flavors to it. I listened to this song quite a bit this week, actually. I haven't checked out the album, but I feel like I missed something pretty special by not listening to this album last year. Good. I also liked the use of strings and brass across this one as well. Like I said, this is a huge piece of music. It's a full-on composition for about 10 minutes. I think it's well worth your time. If a few minutes, don't just listen to the first minute or two. You got to actually get into it a bit. So that 5-minute abridged version is a good version of it. But listen to the whole thing, and I reckon you'll be on for a bit of a wild ride. I did enjoy it quite a bit. So nice pick.
Fun.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I can be very. I can.
Well, look, we got to thank Jordan Rudess because it was his pick.
Oh, yeah.
And I just went with that. I thought I'd try him out. Yeah, great. I think it's a find. It's one of those finds that you come across a band and you go, oh, I like this. Yeah. Listen to more of their shit. So I got Spock's Beard out of it too. You said Porcupine Tree.
Yeah, Spock's Beard, another one. Yeah,
there was Spock's Beard sort of stuff. Yep, as well. So yeah, I like it. I'm going to see where they go with it.
Yep, cool. Alrighty, got some comments though. TJ likes this one, unlike the other one, so not falling into the bin. This one was liked by him. Flip side here though, his guy didn't like this one. He's on terrible stuff. Jeff. Good players playing bad music. There. Here we go. TJ says, although the clip makes me want to go hunt bearded musos in the Canadian woods.
Nice tie-in there, TJ. Yeah. I like that.
He's going, it's kind of like if Shakespeare had guitars and drums, Jeff. So there we go.
Yes. Yeah.
But Darren said, agree, Connor, I prefer Opeth. So it's a bit of a, but then, Bell, Darren says, can't like everything Bell, but also agree, Andrew, Nebula Viscaro's album is freaking awesome. So yeah, no, it's going to be, that's going to be a beast on the weekend. I'm looking forward to reviewing that one. We'll see how it goes.
Is it out yet?
It's out, yeah. It's on the current listening playlist. So
I'll have to
check it out. Yeah.
I wonder. Definitely. I think Rowan would probably like that song.
I think so too. Yeah, I think it'll be up Rowan's alley as well. I'm pretty sure it's one of the bands he actually digs, if I remember correctly. But yeah, no, definitely Nebula Viscaros is going to be. Spoiler alert! I was impressed. That's coming up on Sunday. We'll see how Dave went with it as well. Alrighty, Conrad, it's your turn now. So in the comments in the description box, as always, there's a link. It is to Cronus with Mountains of Madness from the 2020 album Idols. So over to you, Conrad. Your choice.
I love these guys. I discovered these guys probably about a year ago, and was just love this record. The whole record is killer from start to finish. It's all killer, no filler. Fans of Ghost might like this. It's a bit. I think it's probably fast. It's probably faster than Ghost, but
depends on the album. But yeah,
it's a faster. So yeah, but it's got a retro 70s vibe about it. It's sounding modern, but it sounds really modern as well and fresh. I think it's great. It's just solid, straightforward, old school heavy metal, but done in a strangely sounding retro, but also sounding modern.
Yeah, they've done it well.
Pull it off, and they managed to pull it off, and it's all really catchy. It's nothing. They've not reinvented the wheel here.
Yeah,
what they've done is just gone back to the drawing boards maybe and gone, well, what worked in the 70s? Yeah.
Good way to put it.
Let's look at that and give it a modern sound, and it works great. It's good sing-along, fucking straightforward heavy metal. It's brilliant. I love it.
Cool.
Yeah. I can't fault it. I think the whole album's killer. So
nice.
Check it out.
Well, we'll have to check out the album at some point. But Belle, let's go to you next. How'd you go with this one?
Oh, yeah. Well, I listened to it and I started writing notes on my lunch break and then they got cut off very quickly. So I apologize, Conrad. But I did listen to it. So I liked it. Very guitar oriented, which is cool. Just had this drive from start to the end all the way through. The singer had a really good voice. The vocals are clean, but I still couldn't understand a word he was saying. Just not a word. Was that just me, or did anyone else?
Maybe I think they're Scandinavian. But
they're from the Euro bloc. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I mean, I love plenty of Scandi bands.
Yeah, no, you like Heat and Eclipse.
Well, I can understand them perfectly well.
I can even understand Anders from In Flames, who's Swedish. I couldn't understand this guy, but anyway. Other than that, it was great. It was like 3 years old, so that I love that because I was there are a couple of songs. I haven't put a song forward this week.
Yeah.
But there are a couple of songs that came out about a month ago that, unless something amazing comes out next week, I will probably put forward next week. So
nice.
Anyway, so that's. But Conrad, loved it. Great.
Thank you.
Nice. All right, let's go to Dave next.
Yeah, this was cool. When Conrad put this in the chat a week ago after last week's stream, I gave it a listen there. I thought, it was good. And when he suggested it as he's picked this week, gave it another couple of listens. Interesting band with a very unique style. The riff is awesome. It's just one of those ones that catches. It's like 2 different styles in that riff. I'm just like, okay, that's cool. But I'm sitting there on the couch, and Julie's like, hey, that sounds pretty cool. I was like, yeah. the singer looks like a fucking Klingon. She's like, well, don't say that. You can't be talking about someone's appearance. I know what you like. So I'm not going to say that he looks like a Klingon during the stream. Okay, I don't want to offend anyone. But I know what fucking, he looks like a Klingon. Ah.
Why has he got a pasty smashed onto the top of his head?
You can crack a fucking coconut on there.
Pasty stuck on his head.
Face like a drop pasty.
Oh, man. Anyway. Well, the verse has a very cool groove to it. And for some reason, I don't know why, the verse reminds me of Higher Ground from Stevie Wonder. If you like that, want a metal vibe, it works really well. And the guitar solo is really cool. But yeah, similar to Bell, I don't recall any lyrics that they said. I know he was singing, but I was probably fucking focused on his head. The guitar's cool though. They're interesting. Man. He's just got a weird head.
Okay.
Yeah.
His pasty looking head distracted you.
What am I going to do with you, man? Is there anything else you want to add in there, or is that just
No, good.
Cool.
Bloody.
Jeff, any condiments or food analogies you want to make here?
No, none. But I didn't get the Klingon vibe, but I did look at this guy and I thought he reminds me of somebody, and then it clicked. It's the fucking Riff Raff from the Rocky Horror Picture Show. That guy with the long stringy hair. You know the guy? You know the blonde guy? It's him. It's him.
Oh, wow.
I was like, holy. Yeah. But,
okay, we are off the rails. We're in the good territory now.
I'm not picking the band. I thought the band was excellent. I love the music. The music is really good. I don't recall any like lyrics, but that doesn't mean I didn't hear them. I heard them. I just can't. I can't remember what they were about. But that's okay because the music is really good. Now, Conrad, are they a 3-piece band?
I think so, yeah.
I think so too, yeah. And so I've got a thing for 3-piece bands. Like 3-piece bands, don't sound like 3-piece bands, and that's the trick,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so that I've always enjoyed 3-piece bands.
Mm-hmm.
Rush. And but no, in all fairness, these guys bring the goods. Now I don't get a real Ghost vibe like you do from it.
I didn't either.
Maybe because they're from that similar part of the world. I don't know.
I just think more the not so much the vocal lines. But
I do have something to say on that. So I do have something to say.
I just think fans of Ghost will probably enjoy them.
I can get the link that Conrad's making. So yeah.
Well, and on that, so back whatever it was a few months ago, you had suggested them, right? So I downloaded. There are a couple albums where I downloaded that whatever it was that one album that I think this has got this song on it, and I listened to that. Yeah, and I listened to it then, but I didn't pay much attention. It was sort of like background music. I was doing something else. And then so when you brought it up, I'm like, oh, I know that band. And then of course I watched the video and I like these guys. I do think they're pretty good. So I'm gonna keep on digging at their back catalog and see what else they've got that I really like.
I think to everybody, check out the entire record. I think the record's stunning. I think the record's really
I feel like it would be one of those ones.
Yeah.
Conrad, have you seen them live? I'm guessing yes.
Sorry, what's that?
Have you seen them live?
No, I haven't seen these live yet.
Wow.
They're on my list.
They're the only band in the world that you've never seen live.
Your list is only like what? Like
because they're not from this planet.
I will endeavor to see them.
Yeah.
I will hope to catch them. They're here in Europe, so I hope to catch them. So when they're touring, I hope.
Let us know because I think they're good. I think, and now that I've mentioned that Riff Raff from Rocky Horror, everyone will get you'll get it.
Yeah,
because he does. He really does look like it.
Dave can't get past Tim Curry.
A Klingon crossed with Riff Raff from.
I didn't see the Klingon thing. I don't get the Klingon. Maybe he's got a big forehead.
It's kind of protruding.
I'll have to look at it again.
You can crack a beer open on his forehead.
Look at it and see a pasty trying to come out of his head.
Yeah.
All right. So, hey. But look, I like it. Good pick. So I guess that's on to you, Andrew.
Well, I'll leave the food analogies at the door now. I do get why Conrad would think fans of Ghost will enjoy this on musically. It's different vocally. The vocal tone, the vocal approach is different, but the musicality, the groove of it, there's a certain rhythm that these guys have on this song anyway that I can certainly see Ghost using, and so you could imagine those two crossing over.
And maybe the guitar tones.
The tones as well. Those sorts of things would work well. Again, not the vocals, but the production values, the old school, the space of it, all that kind of stuff. There is a certain feel to it that does remind me of the Ghost albums I've listened to over the years. This is really catchy, really built around groove, and it's got great use of space in there as well. Like, this is all that melody. It's a really cool song, and there's nice playing all over this one. It's got a great hook in it. It's well written, well performed. I've never checked out this band really until now. I've got to unfuck that because I really did enjoy this song quite a bit. There's a great solo in this one as well, and I think the crossover part with Ghost is that there's all with Ghost and with this song anyway. There's a certain pop sensibility, and I mean that in the best possible way, not the dirty sense of the word. There's a way that that these things get infected, like they're infectious. They get stuck in your head. That sort of, they're easily accessible to a lot of people as well. It's one of those things you can listen to rock or metal without really feeling like you listen to rock or metal kind of thing, and that's a good thing, not a bad thing. Like I like when artists can pull it off. It's very cool. It stays with you. This song, it's not breaking new ground like Conrad says, but I think if you are a fan of Ghost or other classic retro sort of rock bands, from the 70s is a good era to choose from. But I think that, a lot of people get into this one pretty quickly. I enjoyed this one quite a bit. So I'm going to say thanks to Conrad. I got to check out the rest of this album. So that was a nice little pick there. So I'm stoked with that one. That was a nice one. So cheers.
No, you'll love the record.
I want to check out the album. Yeah, it's one of those ones I'll have to sit there and go, okay, I've got to make some time for it, but I'll see how I go with that. What do we got here? For comments, we have Michael says, this genre I would gravitate to listening on reference speakers. Interested to know if people disagree and prefer headphones. This sort of stuff, personally, for me, I can do either. It depends on the headphones. But like, you've got to have good headphones to compare to reference speakers, but either is fine by me. Reference speakers is always the best way to do things because you want the acoustics of the room to play into it as well if you've got it all set up right.
Sony XM40s are good.
They are. Yeah, no, I'm not saying they're not at all. It's just there's some good ones out there. There's plenty actually to choose from these days. Rowan says, I have the Excel album and like the Wilder Run song. So there we go. He has the Neil Harris one. So there we go. Vinny says, is it just me or the vocalist giving some early Aussie vibes with pronunciation of certain words? Actually, yeah, that's kind of cool. I can get that as well.
Pronunciation. So the song that Conrad picked.
Yeah, this is Conrad's.
No pronunciation. There are no words. It's just kind of
just phonetically sounding out sounds that are like words. Sounds like Aussie doing it. Yeah.
So it's gone from Klingon. We've gone from drop passes to Klingon to alphabet soup. So
maybe he's singing in Klingon. That's why we can't understand what he's saying.
It's an official language, Klingon.
It is.
Fucking nerds. See what they've done.
Says the guy who watches all the other 80s retro stuff.
Horror's cool. Sci-fi. Nerds.
Cool.
Here we go. Darren says, Dave, you never disappoint, which is funny here.
He doesn't.
Actually, he sort of looks a bit like the late Julian Sands, whom was mentioned in last week's stream. Yes,
he's dead.
They found found remains in the area that he went missing. So
I think they have confirmed that it was his body.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
That's sad.
Yeah, it is sad.
Yeah.
It is.
No arachnophobia too. Yeah.
That was never going to happen, Dave.
Warlock too.
Like sequels from 40 years ago.
Oh
God, here we go. And Jolie says, yes, I agree, Jeff. Darren says, speakers for me. So there we go. Man Family says it's really next generation sound. And that's one of those things there too. And Darren's gone, Sharon. So there we go. And Nicole, thank you for joining us. Good to see you again. As always, it is confirmed. So there we go.
Sad.
All right. Yes. So unfortunately, that's a sad one. I do have to touch on something else there before we go into the other things. But I'm going to do my song and then we'll touch on to some other sad news that's broken in the last few days as well. But my song of the week is in the comment and the description box now. A bit different for me, but I'm going to play it anyway. This is from an artist out of Queensland. I think it's Queensland, called Mario Vayne. Debut single called Baby. So there we go. This was sent into us from by Glenn from Shotgun Mistress, who does a lot of work helping other bands get their stuff out there as well. So I'm always stoked to hear from Glenn. He's also been pushing things like Ion Sky and that as well, which we love here to death at the show anyway. But like I was saying, Mario Vayne, Baby, debut single from the Queensland artist. It's a bit different for me, but it's a really catchy song. If you like melodic rock, this is something you're going to absolutely love. This is that genre done right, and I'm wondering how long it'll be until Frontiers comes knocking on the door for this guy with this song. It's got a great mix, a big hook in it. I think it's got great space. It just allows things to really build up well, like the composition and the way it builds up to things like the solo is really cool. It's just a well-written, well-performed track that this should be and could be all over radio as far as I'm concerned too, especially it's got that sort of feel-good vibe to it. It's just one of those songs that makes you, feel good listening to it. If you miss old, good Bon Jovi, then this might be the sort of thing that'll get your attention. That and I mean that in the best way, because I compare him vocally to be like a cross between sort of Bon Jovi and Michael Starr from Steel Panther, and for me that's high praise. So I rate both those vocalists as incredibly talented, especially in Bon Jovi's peak era. And while this is sort of tried and true, there's not really breaking new ground on it. They've avoided all the silly pitfalls that so many bands fall into with this style of music as well. They've done something really clever with that side of it. It's hard to do this stuff today because it's all been done before, but it's hard to do it well and not be tacky, and they've managed to pull it off, which is really tricky. They've knocked it out of the park for me. If you like this style or anything like it, or if you like things, like Bon Jovi, Bryan Adams, that kind of stuff, and if you like the melodic rock, melodic rock fest, these guys be perfect for. Like I said, Frontiers, we're probably knocking on the door in about 6 minutes flat. So I really did enjoy this one quite a bit. And so it's not just because someone sent it. I actually really did get a kick out of this song. A bit different for me, but yeah, I always love pushing the Aussie artists, and this one that got my attention. Let's go to Jeff first on this one. How'd you go with it?
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I thought it was good. I was listening to it, and I'm still in my head. I'm trying to remember it. There was another band that it was reminding me of, and I'm not so sure it was Bon Jovi. I'm just not sure. There's something else there, but whatever it was, it doesn't matter. I liked it. So at the end of the day, it's got a really cool riff. It's got some. I'm trying to remember. There's a melody in there that was, I don't know, can't remember. I can't put a finger on it, but it was something that I was kind of, I like this. This is really good. So yeah, look, I'm gonna have to listen to it again because there was something about it was nagging at me that maybe you guys will help.
Maybe there's, I don't know. Just thinking about it now. And by the way, when I say Bon Jovi, I mean it's like the easiest comparison to make. There's a lot more out there in this world you can make comparisons to. But there were just the chord, it's a different pacing, but the chord progression kind of puts me in mind of Life is a Highway. So maybe that.
Okay.
Yeah. Just thinking about then.
It's a Tom Cochran, that sort of. Well, maybe. I'm not sure.
Maybe, I don't know.
I'll have to listen to it again because, look, it's intriguing. And that's good. When a song does that, then it's doing its job as well because, it's, there's something about it. If you don't like it, you don't like it. You're never going to listen to it again.
Yeah, exactly.
But this is making me want to go back because I liked it. And I want to know kind of what it's reminding me of. It's going to nag at me. So, yeah, no, I like good find. So, yeah.
Nice. Cool. All right, Belle, let's go to you.
I absolutely love this. I really did. I really loved it. I know last week I wasn't bagging Frontiers. I know it's not a Frontiers.
No, but yeah.
Song, but it's like a Frontiers song when I was not bagging it, but just kind of going.
That's an observation, though. They have a thing.
Yeah. Oh, but this is just so good. Are these guys a Melbourne band? Are they from Melbourne?
Queensland.
Really? Oh, okay, cool. Well, so Aussie.
Yes.
Yep. I really loved everything about it. I thought the vocals were great. The whole the verses, the chorus. I know I'm going through the whole obvious song, but and the clip was adorable. Like the guy on his scooter, and he meets up with a girl on her scooter, and he's all excited because he has a scooter. That's not what the song's about, but the clip is just really engaging and
it's
fun. Video clips used to be like that, back in the late 80s, early 90s. It was like a story kind of thing, and and it sort of went back to that. And the band looked great. They just look like a bunch of, they're just cool guys doing their thing. They just look like they're enjoying themselves and just putting themselves out there. And I really rated it. I want to hear more from this band. So I'm so glad that you put it forward. Yeah, loved it. Really, really loved this one.
Oh, well, shout out to Glenn because he's one that I wouldn't have known about it if he sent it to me. So no, well done to Glenn for making me aware of it. No, I'm glad you liked it. It's cool. I think it's a weird comp to making it maybe off the mark, but I think fans of Roxas probably would like this one too.
Oh, yeah, maybe that's it. Just the Aussie melodic rock.
Yeah, there's something about it.
Yeah, it's just something special about it. I agree, and just I don't know, it's something passionate that these guys they just putting them, like I said, putting themselves out there, and they clearly love what they're doing.
Yes.
So that really comes across. Yeah.
Nice. All right, Conrad, did you get around to this one, or is this one?
I did.
Nice.
Unfortunately, this did not flick my switch.
That's all right. That's the point. It's going to get different opinions.
And as a result of that, I'm going to be kind because they're an Australian band. So as they're an Australian band, I can't be disrespectful in any way, shape, or form. Look, they're up there doing it, and I'm not.
Yep.
So I'll leave it at that. But it didn't flick my switch. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad. It's just not for me.
Yep. It's fair enough.
Yeah.
No, all good.
Very tasteful.
Yeah. And I'm trying to be that's me being diplomatic about it.
Hey, you avoided the Klingon references, so that's something. Speaking of that,
it just didn't flick my switch.
But that's how it's done. Conrad just taught me how you can be nice. I'm going to take it.
One day you'll learn,
Possible.
You don't have to trash something. Yes.
Wow. Jordan has been trying to teach me for ages. But...
Conrad did it in 30 seconds flat.
Especially when you're an Australian band.
Just because I know doesn't mean I'm going to do.
No, that's it. That's it. Dave's having epiphanies on the show now. All right, what are your thoughts?
As long as it just stays to epiphanies, we'll be right. Now.
And now, on to something completely different.
I'm not even drinking. Right, yeah, the song. The song is actually really, really good. Really catchy, upbeat song, old school AOR, melodic rock. Nice use of space and the chord progressions too, as it builds up throughout the song. Got a bit of a country feel, but I think that's cool. It fits the AOR melodic rock style. The chorus is a massive earworm. Just a couple of listens and it's just stuck in your head. And the song just gave me happy vibes. It's just one of those feel-good things that, if you're feeling in a shit mood, which can be quite often these days, a song like this just perks you up. The story in the music video, it's incredibly dorky, but it's heartwarming as well.
Yeah.
That bells it. This guy loves his fucking scooter. You think that's the baby. But then he meets the other girl and she's got a scooter as well. So there's someone for everyone if you're into that type of transport, I guess. But
for the Vespers,
but there is a joke about
out there.
There is a joke about scooters and fat chicks.
Here we go.
You know that one, don't you?
No, do tell.
Well, they're both fun to ride until your friends see you.
Yes. Well.
Oh.
I've known that one. I wasn't going to go there.
I can't help it. Sorry.
Back in the day, it used to be moped.
I didn't invent the joke. I just repeated it.
Jeff.
Thank you.
Sorry.
So, Dave's got a new one for his arsenal now. Anyway.
Yeah. He doesn't need it.
Yep.
Well done, Phil.
I got plenty.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I'm surprised Vinny didn't come up with that one. That's a
well, he's going to use it now, I'm sure. Anyway.
That's what we need. The segment joke of the week. See who can top each other.
Oh, God. We'll be here for a week on that alone. Because it become one-upmanship after that. You know it.
Yeah. Get brutal.
You and Vinny will take us to a race to the bottom as fast as we can get there.
Oh, God.
Guaranteed. We'll do that right now.
I know. Is there anything else you want to say about the song, though? Or?
No, I'm done.
Yep, cool. All right. Well, that was fun. Let's get to some comments on this one now. Darren says, give Brian Adams vibe. Not bad, which is cool. Vinny says, sounds like they use Shannon Knowles lyrics. Andrew, enjoyable, though. I'm glad you liked it at least. TJ says, you're right. Melodic rock's been done to death, so if you're going to do it, do it better. This was like lazy Italian slaughter. Okay, there we go. But Jolie says, I love it. I could play this anytime, any day. Very catchy. So there we go. We've got some different people going back and forth. Michael says, yep, Brian Adams vibe. Good call. The sound, the composition, but yep, see the Bon Jovi vocal style. Not a bad track. Cool. Man Family says, great sound, decent clip, nicely done. And Darren says, have you met Dave Conrad? So, yes, we have. Jolie says, I'd like a scooter. That'd be fun. TJ's gone Scooter McGavin. So there we go. And followed up with Vinny saying, scooter riders suffer from IBS. So there we go.
Oh my God. Thanks, Vinny.
All right. Before we get to the Would You Rather segment of tonight's show, I'm going to take things down a little notch here. Unfortunately, we have to. I wanted to do this earlier on the show, but we're actually going to touch on a little moment here to pass on our condolences to the family, friends, and bandmates of Ryan Sue from Polaris, who passed away a little while ago now, just at the age of just 26. So very, very young. Gone far, far, far too soon. I think the band actually have an album due later this year. I mean, that's the least of everyone's concerns now, but it's one of those things that was all gearing up to be a really good year for them. So I just wanted to touch on that and acknowledge the passing of Ryan there and just pass on our condolences here at the show to everyone that knew and loved him. And the statement from the band on their Instagram page said it a lot better than anything I could ever say. So if you are interested, go and check out their statement because it's one of the most finely worded and poignant statements I've seen when it comes to the passing of a band member, and from younger guys. It's really well done. So it's a bit of class in an otherwise classless world a lot of the time. So just to everyone involved that knew and loved him from afar or from up close, then just our condolences here. Touching on that one just quickly there. Ryan from Polaris has passed away just at the age of 26. So yes, I don't know what it's all linked to. I'm not going to go into any. I don't know anything about it. I just know that it happened, and that's it. Just wanted to touch on that and acknowledge that passing there. So unfortunately, bringing it down a little notch there, but just wanted to take a moment there to put a bit of light on that one. All right, what do we got here? We do have more fun, but Michael says, Bell could pull off scooter look, but have to say Dave road raging on a scooter seems like it fits better.
In Police Academy where Mr. Sweet Chuck's on that little scooter, that'd be me.
You'd be making the noises as you go along as well. Anyway, but just on the more serious side of things here for a second again, Darren said way too young, rest in peace. And TJ, he's as all said, he passed with them on tour overseas, shattering. Yes, it was a couple of weeks ago now, as it all happened, but they finally made the announcement the other day. Very, very sad news, unfortunately. Alrighty, let's change things up and get back into the fun stuff here and go to our game Would You Rather this week. And it's a simple statement. Would you rather a tour from D. Snider focusing on his original or solo project music, or would you rather a tour from a reunited as much as possible, get as many of the original members as possible into Twisted Sister and get them to do a tour and go over the hits again? So would you rather basically D. Snider solo or Twisted Sister reunion on a little tour to go and see a show or two? Let's start with Jeff on this one. Which one would you rather?
Well, I thought about this because I like D. Snider's solo stuff, but I have a really soft spot in my heart for Twisted Sister. So, I grew up with them. I remember hearing that, it's cliche now, but, we're not going to take it in 84. I was like, oh, and it was like, run out to the record store that night, buy the cassette, and, that was a big deal back then. And then, and the videos, but then, later on, I think their career kind of, like Love Is for Suckers, it started, it wasn't the best stuff and started going kind of south a bit. So if they wanted to get back together and do like a greatest hits sort of thing,
even a Christmas show will be fun. Just a Christmas show will be fun too.
Yeah,
that Christmas
But I'd be off for that. But so when I had to choose between just D. Snider, I like his stuff because this new stuff is some of it's really heavy and good, really good. I think I'd go with the classic Twisted Sister.
All right, cool. Let's go to the touring live music extraordinaire Conrad and see which way he'd like to go on this one. Which was your preference on this?
Having seen them both.
Okay, nice.
I've seen him on his own. I've seen him with Twisted Sister. Actually, I saw him with Mike Portnoy on drums.
Oh, nice.
Barcelona Rocks. That was a Barcelona
It's no longer just epiphanies for Dave. He's happy in pants.
In Barcelona?
I need a cigarette.
I saw them in Barcelona Rocks Fest with
Fucking hell, man.
and it was killer.
Yeah.
So I would go with Tia, with Tia, because he tends to do a lot of half of it's Twisted Sister anyway when he does his live.
Okay,
thing.
yeah.
When he does his own show, it's half Twisted Sister. So
Oh.
I may as well just I'd like to see the original, get it back together again and watch them again. They were great live. They were entertaining, so I'd happily see them again. Yeah, okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so it's 2 for 2 so far. Let's go to Belle next. Which way are you going?
I do definitely. You don't get Twisted Sister without Dee Snider. Come on, he was their songwriter. I like their songs. I like his singing. Imagine watching a Twisted Sister show without Dee Snider. Well, Conrad has apparently. So
not without.
Not without.
Oh, okay. So you've seen Twisted Sister with Dee Snider and Dee Snider. Okay, right. Wow. Okay, cool. So I don't know. Just imagine watching another singer perform. We're not going to take it. It just wouldn't be the same. It just wouldn't. So no offense to the rest of the band, but personally, I would not I wouldn't go and see them with another singer, but I would go and see Dee Snider. Even doing his original, his own stuff, which I'm not very familiar with. I think I listened to his album from like the early 2010s, which was cool. Like, I don't know. He's brought out more recent stuff, which I haven't listened to, but I should, because he's cool. So it would be interesting to see what musicians he would bring on tour with him. I think because he's highly regarded, so surely there would be some good quality musicians touring with him on his solo career. I don't know who he's recorded with recently, but I know he's done some pretty cool collaborations. Howard Jones, Alyssa from Arch Enemy,
Lizzie Hale,
singers, So. Yeah, I don't think they would tour with him, but I think the caliber of musician touring with him on his solo tour would be pretty good. And I think he's just an interesting character. Like he's been in everything. Like he's just an entertainer. I think he's a born entertainer, and that's what I want to see. If I'm going to go and see a show, I want to see someone who just knows how to work a crowd and be entertaining. Plus, I think so Dave would actually know about this. He's done a horror movie, which I think was based on Captain Howdy from.
That's where Captain Howdy comes from. Yep.
I'm blanking on the album, but so I haven't seen it, but that would be cool. So he's done so much, and he's clearly passionate about music and metal in particular. Like surely that comes across. So you see footage of him, but I want to see that live. So Dee Snider all the way.
Nice. All right, Dave, over to you.
Yeah, the most recent 2 solo albums that Dee had are fucking fantastic. So I'm going with Dee's solo stuff. I've never seen Twisted Sister, but I've heard those songs a million times. They'd be cool to see live, but I would love to see Dee performing his new stuff with his new band. But if Twisted Sister announced they were coming, I'd probably go, obviously. And both my kids would want to go too because they like some of their songs. And Dee's in Cobra Kai season 3, which is coming up very soon for Jade, so she's going to see him and she'll recognize him because she knows him. They both love the "We're Not Going to Take It" music video, and I Want to Rock. So raising them right. But I'd definitely go see Dee's solo stuff. Definitely.
Yeah, I'm in the same camp as Dave. I remember when Dee came out last time around, and Brendan and a few other ones from our crew went to the show, and they said it was one of the best things I'd ever seen live. And so that alone made me have the whole fear of missing out fucking thing. So I'm like, fuck, I couldn't make it line up that time around. So if it happens again, like either way, I'd be happy. I'd be happy to see either. Happy to see Twisted Sister or happy to see Dee Snider. But I'd love to see Dee Snider because, like Dave said, his 2 recent solo albums, I know he's not planning to do any more music anytime soon, but his 2 solo albums that we've been done with Jamie Jaster, they were fucking phenomenal. Both of them are absolutely ripping albums. So if it was a choice between Twisted Sister, a reunion, or seeing D. Snider, I'm going D. Snider just at the moment because the Twisted Sister stuff, I love it. I think it's fantastic, but I just think that the D stuff currently is more contemporary and more energetic overall, and just is a solid. I mean, he's going to do some Twisted Sister stuff anyway, but I think I'd rather see more of his solo stuff with a bit of Twisted stuff versus all Twisted stuff and none of D's solo stuff. Some of D's solo stuff is just like, I want to see that live. I really want to see it live. So fingers crossed he does do another tour and it's not over and done with, but fuck, I would love to go and see it. So that's where I land on that one. Just a bit of a fun little game there. Would you rather? Let's see what the audience have to say about this one. What do we got here? Nicole says, scooters are the go up here. They're everywhere up north. Well, I'll find out when I'm up there. But Vinny says, no, I reckon Dave would be Zed raging on Sweet Chuck. So all right, on to the topic at hand.
I get it.
No, do I?
No.
Police Academy. Jesus.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
No.
Dave's like going to educate all of us when we get off the stream tonight. Nicole said D. Snider, so there we go. Michael says easy double bill, D. Snider and Twisted Sister. I'll have to, if I have to choose, I go D solo. So there we go. Darren said D. Snider can't be classic Twisted without Frankie Benali. Yeah, that's true. TJ says saw Twisted at Wembley supporting Alice Cooper. Awesome. D is Twisted. Wow, that's a hell of a fucking thing there too. And Darren also says here saw Twisted Sister at Festival Hall was brilliant. That would have been amazing.
Wow.
That was 84, 85, I remember.
Something like that, yeah. Fuck, that would have been
84,
phenomenal.
85,
God.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Next segment. Hey?
I'll be back.
Okay. All right. Well, you better be quick because I don't know what he's doing. But we're about to do the next section here, which is the Build a Band, which we kind of need Dave for. So we'll see how this one works. But just while we're taking a second here, I'm going to give a special shout out to Belle for a minute here because she's done the hard work behind the scenes. Yes, and you've done the hard work.
It's easy work.
Compiled the photo you sent me of the way you put your spreadsheet together. I should send you a photo of the way that I do things. I think you'll go, what the fuck is wrong with you?
It just shows how nerdy I am, really.
No, it's called organized versus chaos, and I'm chaos. I don't do anything organized at all. It's just fucking whatever happens. I throw shit in there and go, okay, cool, I'll catch that. That's how it works.
It's worked for you so far, so
it has.
Don't knock it.
No, I'm not knocking it. It's just funny that just seeing your methodology with the little spreadsheet, it's like, yeah, I can never do that. I can't do it. I hate Excel with a passion. I can't fucking exist in it. I can't do it. So I just want to give a shout out to Belle because she's the one that's gone through all the comments across all the posts and all of our social platforms to collate this scoring from the last Build-A-Band round, which is absolutely phenomenal. So I just wanted to give her a round of applause, say thank you for that because it's something we've talked about and it's a great help to me because it saves me trying to fucking.
And it's a total coincidence that anyway, sorry,
I know I'm not saying that no, but I knew which way it was going to go when we had the thing last week. But without any further ado, while Dave is off doing whatever it is he's doing, let's go through last week. So last week we had we were choosing bass players last week, and Belle chose Rachel Boland, Dave chose Nikki Sixx, I had Jerry Dixon, Jeff had Juan Crucier, and Conrad chose Steve Priest. That's categorizing basically one from each band. So you got Skid Row, Motley Crue, Warrant, Rat, and the Sweet in there as well. And it's fair to say that the scoring has tightened right up on this one. So last week, I came in last. So I had like one pick for Jerry Dixon from Warrant. I think that was about it from the spreadsheet that Belle sent me. So I'm like, yeah, okay, at least I got one. Better than none at all. Coming in second was fourth, I should say, in this context, with Jeff with Juan Crucier. So you got 20 points for you. Coming in third place was Conrad with Steve Priest. So you've done pretty well there, actually, considering you were like, okay, which is the last one left? Exactly. It's funny how it's funny how that's worked out, actually. It's worked well because I think Belle did the same thing in the first week when it came to the drummers. So that's how it's all working out, which means it came down to Dave and Belle, whichever one got first or second place. So Dave actually came in second with his pick of Nikki Sixx. for 40 points to Dave, and then which means of course Rachel got first place with Rachel Boland for Skid Row, which is I think we all expected it. As soon as I was there to be taken, it was like, okay, that's going to be the way it was going to work.
It was an easy win. Easy.
That was a pretty easy win. All right, Dave, did you catch any of that?
No, but I'll pick it up, I'm sure.
All right. It's not. I just went through a recap of what's going on, but basically, you came in second on last week with the bass player. So, so Nikki Six got you 40 points to your total, just so you know.
Thank you to the drug addict.
Shit. All right. So, to recap, then, that puts us into interesting territory because the overall scoring has tightened right up. So still trailing is Conrad, but it's really tight now. It's not a lot in it because you're actually making ground on it. So Conrad is on 90 points. Then there is a three-way tie after that between myself, Jeff, and Dave on 100 points. And Belle has leapfrogged us all to go
nice
on
job.
120.
Woo,
but that means between first and last, there's only 30 points. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this goes.
I heard that right. Belle's in the lead, and the rest of us are in the freeway.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's it.
All right.
So there we go. So that's where we're at now. So it's literally 30 points separating last to first right now with a three-way tie in the middle. So this is remarkably tight, which is making this a lot of fun. So now we get to choose our second guitarists. We chose one each last time around. So just to recap, our guitarist last time around, I had Jake E. Lee. Dave had Dave Sabo. Jeff had Michael Schenker. Belle had Mick Mars. And Conrad had Warren DeMartini. So now we're going to go through those ones, all obviously off the list. You can't pick anyone twice in this whole process. So now, because Conrad went for last week, he gets to go first this week. So Conrad, your second guitarist for your Build a Band Glam Edition. Who are you taking?
Well, because a lot of these bands don't have two guitar players, I'll take the only one that I can think of that does is Skid Row. So I'll take Skid Row's second guitar player.
That would be Scotty Hill.
Yes.
That'll be Scott Hill. So I'll have him. Yes.
Nice.
And I do love Slave to the Grind. I think that's the same speed as Master of Puppets. That's the thrash speed as Master of Puppets. So
definitely.
Yeah. Sure. So there's rhythm. It's phenomenal. Brilliant. Yeah. Keen on that.
Cool.
So Scott Hill.
Nice choice. Very cool. Could be some love there for that one. All right, Belle, you get to go second. Who are you taking?
So can I just clarify the rules? How we touring guitarists, do they count?
Anyone linked. So
anyone's ever been in the band.
Anyone. If they were in the band, if they were in the band for 5 minutes, they're eligible.
Wow.
Session
Okay. All right, cool. Yep. Well, I want John 5. Thank you.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Fuck.
That's a good pick. That's a really good pick. Yeah. And Belle wins again.
That was my pick.
The first round. Come on. Yep.
No, you did.
If you haven't checked out his solo stuff, it's fucking amazing too. He's so
I'll be
talented.
seeing him on Saturday, but I think he's wasted in that band.
I think he is. I think he is.
He's talented.
Are they all wasted?
Yeah, he's way too talented.
I don't know. We'll soon
Bring
find
back
out.
Mick.
Yes, I agree.
Put him
Anyway,
in a wheelchair. Fuck it, he'll play.
It's going to work for Ozzy.
Yeah, exactly.
Give him a scooter.
There we go.
Here we got a trend. All right, Dave, your pick, your second guitarist.
Alrighty. So the one I'm picking was only in the band for like a year as a touring guitarist, but he has played with Alice Cooper, Slash the Snake Pit, and Adler's Appetite. So Kerry Kelly from Rat. He was in the band from 1999 to 2000.
Also in Warrant and Skid Row for brief periods as well.
So, I didn't know he was in Skid Row.
Oh,
Cool.
really?
Nice job.
Yep. So there
Good
you go.
guitarist. I'll drink to that.
You fucker.
Hey, Dave's on the wall.
There is a little bit left.
Oh,
No.
I
wow.
saved it, but I thought, fuck it.
What did you have?
Was that what you
Feeling-
went to get? Yeah.
Yeah, I was feeling way too flat today, so I figured, fuck, pick me up.
Nice job.
You got some wine, did you?
I'm sorry, guys. I need a refill. I'm disappearing.
Okay, you do that.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, I got to go with my
Trent.
choices now. You know what? This is. I'm torn between two choices here, but I'm going to go. It's slightly strategic, but also slightly not, because I just know that there's a lot of love for this band out there. So whilst I'm not overly familiar, it's just a case of the amount of love that this band got. And I think it's the last remaining original member standing for this band too. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to take Andy Scott from the Suite.
Andy Scott. Yep.
Oh, wow.
I just think that there's a reputation there. I want to go and explore, but I just think that the amount of love pouring out for these guys, I'm just going to acknowledge it and put it into there somewhere along the way for myself as well. Which means, Jeff, it's over to you.
Okay, now I'm going to be very, very strategic here. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So
cool.
I
That's fine. You can do that. That's perfectly okay.
Yeah.
I encourage it.
And the guy that I'm going to take was in 2 of the bands that are mentioned here.
Yep.
And so I'm going to take, believe it or not, I mean, he's a singer as well. I'm taking John Corabi because
I was wondering if that was
guitar player.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yeah. You know, look, Vince is there. You could have taken Vince. Vince was a rhythm guitar player as well for Motley Crue. But John Corabi, so have to take him. He's good.
Yeah, well, from Motley Crue and Rat, so you can take that one, and that gives you more leverage on your band choices as well, which means no one can choose John Corabi as a vocalist now. So that's another one.
There's John Corabi and Rat as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's funny how a lot of these have sort of crossed over in different ways. Like Kerry Kelly was a fucking what the fuck moment when I looked into that.
Played in each other's bands.
Yeah. So it's really interesting. So just to recap, Conrad chose Scott Hill, Bell chose John 5, Dave went with Kerry Kelly, I chose Andy Scott, and Jeff chose John Corabi. So I was thinking about that one. I was also tossing up Joey Allen, but it didn't go there in the end.
Yeah.
But it's going to be interesting to see how that one polls over the week ahead. I'll let Belle know when she comes back what happened there. But just to quickly go through the comments here, Edge Crush said D-Sider solo, just refreshing that one again there, which is cool. Vinny says, I'm tipping Belle uses pivot tables. God, here we go. Darren's gone, take the praise, Belle. Nicole's gone, well done, Belle, with a round of applause there from TJ. TJ's gone Nolan over 6, so there we go. Oh, sorry, Bolan over 6 with a correct there. Then J.K. Lee. I guess we can bend the rules. John 5, well, it's true, Vinny, and that's where it's going. That's bending the talent. So Darren goes, there you go, Bell for the win. Benjamin, good to see you, buddy. Hopefully you're keeping well. He's got me back in Australia from bloody New Zealand. Good to see you again. Hopefully you're keeping well over there. Good to see you as always. What do we got here? Michael says, isn't Mick Mars about to release solo album? Maybe that'll do you, Jeff. Mick Mars he's doing
been saying that though for years.
He's been saying that for 10 fucking years.
Yeah.
Apparently it's closer than ever, but take it with a grain of salt. But it is actually, I have seen studio photos and that, so I don't know what's happening with it. But
I bet it'll be great. There's no question it'll be
too,
great. He's a good guitar player. There's no question.
TJ's gone, amateurs keep your drinks in reach. Hey, mine is my whole bottle's here. What do you got here? Vinny says, could you pick Janie Lane from memory? He was a handy with a guitar and piano for that matter. You could have, but it doesn't matter.
Vocalist.
Yes.
Yeah, that's next, isn't it? Singers?
Vocalist is next, yes. Vocalist is next week. So TJ's gone, Vince is not a rhythm guitar
player.
No,
he's not, but he did play it.
Yeah. Nicole says, Scott Hill for my vote, so it's already coming in. Ben says, hope you're doing great and everyone has a cold beer. We're all doing good, mate. I'm glad you are as well. Vinny says, like you singing, Vince Neil plays every third chord.
That's why I went with John.
And TJ's gone, he's a shit singer who might play a chord once or two. So just so you know, Belle, just to recap for you.
I was just thinking what did Conrad and Jeff
okay, so for just to recap the picks for this one, so Conrad heard Scott Hill, you chose John 5, Dave chose Kerry Kelly, I chose Andy Scott from the Suite, and Jeff chose John Corabi, which means John Corabi is now off the board as a vocalist. So it's important to note because that's next week is the vocalists.
Yeah.
So we'll get into that one and we'll sort all that, and that comes up next week. Alrighty. Over to our main event of the evening, which is probably going to be painful as all fuck. And Edge Crush has gone Scotty Hill for me. So there we go. We're getting some love there. Be interesting to see how that post goes over the next few days. So keep your eyes out and let us know. There'll be a video post going up in the next few days, and then we'll get Belle to put it all together again for us. But we got a lot of votes on the last one. So, yeah, fingers crossed. We'll see how many votes we get on the next one. All right. Time for the second semi-final. The winner of this one goes on to face Queensryche's Operation Mindcrime next week in the finale of this series. So that's going to take some doing. But today's King of the Riff is going to be The Wall from Pink Floyd, the number 2 seed, versus the Crimson Idol from W.A.S.P, which was the 3 seed. So this is directly number 2 versus number 3. That is close as it gets, with the number 1 seed already going through next week. So we are in agreement with the audience overall that the top 3 have been the ones to get to this point so far. Just quickly here, I'm going to put some reference tracks. You know these songs, obviously you do, but I'm going to put some reference tracks in the comments for you. They're in the description box as well. There's Chainsaw Charlie from W.A.S.P and Another Brick in the Wall from Pink Floyd there. So go and check those out as well. Sally said John 5. Yeah, so there we go. Some more love already for that one. But those are in the comments now. And so, yeah, basically, this is where we're getting to the really pointy end of things. Now, we've done all of our deep analysis. Now it's a case of sort of seeing how it went with this one, because this is a tough choice to make. I'm going to go... Let's go with Conrad first. How'd you go with this one?
Very tough. Very
Yeah.
tough, dude. Brutally tough. Yeah, this is hard. And Crimson Idol, fantastic record. It's incredible, start to finish. It's just awesome.
Yeah,
tells a great story. Similar story to The Wall, actually.
yes,
quite similar. But and brilliant songwriting. Blackie fucking sounds incredible. And I'm strongly underrated. I reckon Blackie is a great songwriter and great singer.
I agree. Great producer too.
Yeah, and this is evidence of that. But even up until the last record, I think is stunning. However, as brilliant as this is, I think going up against The Wall is pretty fucking tough. The Wall is such a monumental album, and I think it just perhaps it flows. Perhaps it might flow a bit better for me, or I might. It just it's dark. Fuck, it's dark.
They're both dark. Yeah,
both dark records. Very dark records. But yeah, The Wall, I think wins this for me. Just I think you've got to be in the right headspace for either. It's not the kind of thing you can just put on. Yeah. And if you're in a happy mood, don't put either of them.
It'll fuck that up real quick.
Press the fucking shit out of you. If you're at a party, you can't put it on at a party.
No, not really.
So yeah, you got to be in the right headspace to listen to either of them. But I think The Wall's more intense, a lot more of an intense experience for me personally.
Cool. Yeah.
So it for me is going to go through for me. Yes.
Nice.
I'm sorry, I haven't written out some.
No, don't worry.
Huge, big, massive, analytical.
You never write anything, Conrad. You just.
I don't write these big, huge.
That's good. You don't have to.
Yeah, I wish I could do that.
It's my idea. It's my idea, and I'm the one that's been the slackest and laziest amongst you all. I feel really like I let you all down. Like
no, it's all good, man. Don't overthink it. I think it's great.
I haven't gone into an analysis, a deep analysis on them all. For me, it's about feeling and connection.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I guess I connect and resonate. It resonates and connects more with me. So therefore, The Wall gets this. I remember when it came out. I was a kid, and I remember singing along to it as a kid and just being mesmerized on looking at the video clip on TV. Yeah, that was before the movie came out, because the movie didn't come out until a couple of years later. So as a kid, I remember it on Sounds by Donnie Sutherland. Sounds and Countdown would play it, and I'd watch those, and I was just mesmerized by it.
Yep,
nice.
The film is not suitable for children.
No,
definitely and I think you get to see it. You get to see it till many, many, many years later when I was an adult. And I'm glad I watched it as an adult, because I don't recommend you show it to children, because it would fucking traumatize shit.
You're talking to a generation that grew up with a never-ending story.
Even as an adult, it's a hard pill to swallow. So
No. Good points. Good points all around. No. Thank you very much. I do appreciate. This is a cool idea. I'm glad you put it forward when you did, and I'm glad we're going through. We're nearly at the pointy end now, but it's been a lot of fun. This one, challenging, but fun.
It's been probably I thought Canada was hard, but no,
this is harder. I'm going to say this is harder. This is fucked, to be honest, but it's in the best way possible. Like this is a good. Like
it's been great.
I'd like to know what the viewers voted for. Well, I guess this is what the viewers have voted for and got to this point.
Yeah, this is the number 2 and 3 seed. So it's
which is which? Which is 2? Which is 3?
Pink Floyd is 2. W.A.S.P is 3. So
Okay.
Right.
there
So
we go.
yeah, I'm going with
Pink Floyd
Floyd
too.
for me.
Yeah.
The Wall is
Yeah.
winning this for me, but only
Yeah.
just.
I don't expect this to be a
It's
He's
not
dick.
a landslide.
This is
It's
not
not
easy.
a
No.
landslide. No, it hasn't. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not. It's been pretty tough. It's been almost. Yeah.
Yeah. Alrighty. Let's flip over to Jeff. Where are you going with this one?
He's written no.
I love Jeff's. I love Jeff's
I'll be here
notes.
for. Good thing I'm in bed.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to, I sat down because I thought, well, I've already written like a shitload about both of these albums before.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, I'm not going to repeat myself. So I had to go fresh. And that's a challenge there. But all right. So Pink Floyd, The Wall versus W.A.S.P, Crimson Idol. So the battle is coming to a close tonight. And tonight's winner will go on to face Queensryche Operation Mindcrime. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But first, we have to get there, and that means choosing which album deserves to move on to the finals. Both of tonight's albums deserve it, but only one will come away victorious. So with The Wall, we're treated to a spectacle of a rock star whose mind splinters into different aspects of his own paranoia, where his mother, his wife, and his school teacher become opponents and each battle for control over his psyche. Now, hey, this album came out in what, 79?
79, yeah.
This is spoilers, but if you haven't fucking heard this album by now, it's only been out for 44 fucking years. So, all right. So you're going to get spoilers. So, but anyway, so both are battling over for his psyche. But in the end, The Wall is just his mind's attempt to protect himself from himself.
Yeah.
His enemies are imaginary, and the only enemy that is real is inside his own mind. Then we have The Crimson Idol, a cautionary tale of the road to becoming a rock star. The road is fraught with all manners of dangers, and the main protagonist is Jonathan Steele. And he finds out that his dream of being a rock star fades as he is shaped into being one by Chainsaw Charlie, the president of the record label, who creates Jonathan into the star that he envisions, not the star that Jonathan envisions. And this causes first conflict, then anger, then despair. And finally, spoilers, with the death of our rock star Jonathan Steele, as he is unable to deal with the reality of life as a rock star who that he has no control over, and in his life, and eventually he ends up committing suicide. Sad. So this battle has to be considered from the viewpoint of each album held up against each other.
Yeah.
It in no way is a battle of which album is better. That is completely subjective and can never be proven one way or the other.
Yeah.
So instead, we must evaluate which album we think deserves to move on, and what is decided here tonight might well have a different outcome on a different night.
Yeah, it's true.
And that's true.
Yep.
So enough dodging the bullet. I've said before that I think in terms of creativity, it's hard to look past the wall. There is a reason why for the past 44 years that it has been repeatedly made the list of the greatest albums of all time, on that list somewhere, and let alone being a concept album. Now, The Crimson Idol is a love letter from Blackie to his fans. Everyone who enjoys music dreams of being famous and becoming a rock star. Blackie tries to pull back the curtain and show that this life isn't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a dark, lonely, isolated world that leaves permanent scars, and some are just too big to overcome, and some scars are all that's left. Now, both albums take us on a journey with we ultimately get each album as we get to internalize the music, we get a story, the lyrics, and the emotive feelings that come with each album, and how it stirs within each of us. There is no right or wrong here, to each his or her own.
Yeah.
All right, now we're getting to the pointy end things. So I love both of these records.
Yeah.
But I must choose which one deserves to move on. Now, I know I will make some people happy here, while others will think I am wrong. Well, so be it. This is the name of the game. So the album for me that has the biggest emotional impact on me and deserves to win, in my opinion, is The Crimson Idol.
Wow.
What?
There we go.
Both albums are amazing, and I listened to both albums all week long in direct comparison to each other. And more often, I found myself emotionally with the story of Jonathan Steele. His ballad leaves a scar of its own that is hard to forget and is ever present. So that's why, as I said, they're both albums, and really it's a bee's dick. I could have easily probably went the other way on any particular night. So this is why it's really hard to do these things. But I think that coming away from after having listened to it, and both albums are just amazing, just absolutely stunning pieces of work.
Yeah.
The one album that I found that left me more emotionally thinking about what had happened more often than not was The Crimson Idol. With the Wall, he was taking drugs. He was doing this to himself. He had paranoia things, and all this stuff was happening to him. He was doing it to himself. And so I had less sympathy for him, even though the story is amazing. I felt more for Jonathan than I did for what was happening to Pink. Yeah. And so for that reason, I had to go with The Crimson Idol.
Huh? Cool. All right. Well, Belle's got a stunned face going on. Let's let Belle recover and let's rip the bandit off, Dave. I know that you're dreading this one.
Yeah.
How'd you go? I know how hard this is, man. This is brutal.
This is fucking painful.
These are two. I hate following Dave, but fine, whatever.
I'll try not pave a hard path.
Do what you do. Don't worry about me.
Yeah. These are two fantastic albums, both of which came into my life at different times and had similar effects. The Wall when I was a teenager, Crimson Idol when I was in my mid-30s. And yeah, as a child, you're looking forward. In your 30s, you start looking back. It's weird, but both of these albums were very helpful with that. Now, The Wall shows how horrible events in the world can affect someone's mental health. Crimson Idol shows how people can affect people's mental health. There's small similarities between the characters, both are musicians, but that's pretty much where the direct similarities end. Pink's dad died in the war. Jonathan's dad was physically and mentally abusive, but both grew up without strong male role models.
Yeah.
Affected all their choices going forward. Both have substance abuse problems, although the storylines aren't really dependent on that aspect. It's more character development, which helps us either sympathize or not sympathize with them. The Wall focuses on Pink's relationships with his wife, mother, teacher, whereas The Crimson Idol shows Jonathan can't have close relationships with anyone.
Yeah.
Both have big dramatic endings in front of an audience, exposing their inner fears. Both albums are expertly produced and stand the test of time. Neither feel dated, maybe with the exception of some choice words that are cancelled these days, but they're all done in context of the album.
Yes, context matters.
Yeah, exactly. I sometimes think people are too stupid to understand art these days, but that's a different discussion. Both albums pushed the band's creativity and effectively broke up both bands. Pink Floyd weren't speaking to each other during this tour, and this was going to be a Blackie solo album.
Yeah.
Both have amazing musicianship and composition, pacing, characterization, and exposition. The story is exceptionally well told, and they take full advantage of the media in which they're produced. Music. Telling stories via film and text provide different ways of conveying information. This takes full extent of using music to evoke emotional response. I spoke about The Wall's narrative extensively a few weeks ago, so I was going to cover The Crimson Idol, but I think I've spoken enough about many things recently, so I won't drag on and on. I did go through each song on The Crimson Idol and take notes, and I have found a lot of interesting subtext there, and I knew there was a lot of metaphor, but there's a lot of lines in there. I'm just like, whoa, what is he getting at? And there is a lot of relationships between different characters in there, but I won't go on. It's very, nothing is by chance in these songs. Now,
it's very articulate.
It is. It's all there for a reason. Like watching a good movie, just like Imaginarium. If you haven't seen that movie, there's no wasted dialogue in that, but I won't go into that. The Wall has some amazing guitar solos from David Gilmour. The Crimson Idol has some amazingly emotive vocals from Blackie Lawless.
Yeah.
Picking which album goes forward is one of the most difficult matchups yet. I'm not going to say one album is better than the other. I can't do that.
No.
Now, a couple of weeks ago, when we found out the top 4 albums for this battle, I pretty much made up my mind. Now, comparing The Wall to the Crimson Idol is too hard. So I'm going to take it in context of the other 2 albums. Mindcrime's out. It's not going to win for me. And I will defend James LeBray's vocals until the day I die.
Yeah.
But I have to say, Blackie has a lot more emotive singing in the Crimson Idol.
Yes.
So if it came down to W.A.S.P versus Dream Theater, I would have gone with W.A.S.P. And The Wall would lose to Dream Theater. So by default, I picked the Crimson Idol.
Wow.
Nice go. Wow.
Good reasoning. Like
Very interesting. Yeah.
The only way I can figure it out.
This is hard though. This is not meant to be.
Hang on,
This is not an
wait.
easy one. Yeah.
Sorry, is that it? Did Dave just pick?
Yeah,
the Crimson
I'm going
Idol?
with the Crimson Idol.
Crimson Idol.
Yeah. And if it had come up against W.A.S.P versus Dream Theater next week, W.A.S.P would have won.
I was
That's the
settling
only way.
for a big, long kind of continuation.
That-
of
yeah.
what you-
Yeah, no, that's it. I'm done. Keeping it short this week. Because people who go into long analytical reviews, they're fucking unbearable. So
Yeah. Look, Ron was.
I agree with Conrad.
like
I'm
it,
learning
I
from
didn't want
Conrad
to say it.
tonight.
I did not want to say it.
Oh
I
wow.
didn't want to say it.
Oh Dave,
I
love you, man.
wouldn't agree.
I'm
I
too polite.
don't
I'm
agree
too
with
polite
that.
for that.
Wow.
I'm too polite for that.
No.
No.
I could go on about my Crimson
Thanks,
Idol
Dave.
notes, but yeah, if Crimson Idol makes it to next week, I will be unbearable.
That's okay. That's fine. Let's see what happens though.
I was disappointed
Oh,
to hear you sort of say I have thoughts about that, but I'm not going to talk about them.
Well,
Don't
maybe
encourage
Dave
it.
will do us a solid, and if we don't do it next week or this week, or maybe Dave, if we do, it depends what happens with W.A.S.P. If it doesn't go through, then maybe you'll just film us a more in-depth thought analysis of.
Well, realistically, next year, 2024, 40 years since W.A.S.P debut album, we'll probably do a W.A.S.P special next year, and we get to talk about the Crimson Idol again, because this is like the 3rd or 4th time we've spoken about this album,
know.
and I look forward to talking about it again.
never get
But
tired of it.
I've missed out on the first.
Oh, we'll hook you up, Belle. All right.
Cool.
Speaking of Belle,
Oh,
your turn.
all right. Okay. Well, so in previous rounds, I voted for both these albums.
Mhm.
One was new to me. The other was an old favorite. And I voted for The Wall over the old favorite. Actually, I did that last week too.
Yep.
Dream Theater. So yeah, anything can happen. So I've done reviews for each of these albums. So this will just be a quick, which am I choosing and why? Both albums focus on the internal struggles of a rock star. Both rock stars have very different but equally shitty childhoods, which seem to be the root of their issues as adults.
Yep.
Both albums take you on a fantastic journey, both in their stories and their music. So those are very high level comparisons. And then sort of drilling down a little bit, each story is awesome. The Crimson Idol is definitely more straightforward.
Yes.
Story is told for you. You don't need to try to interpret it. It's all there, which is great. You don't need to be a Mensa candidate to figure it out the first time through.
I'm not even sure what Mensa is. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think you'd be in there with them, but anyway, that's my opinion, and probably Andrew's, and probably a lot of
They're
other
not
people.
window lickers, are they?
No,
No, they're definitely not window
No,
lickers.
for really smart kids. Very smart kids. Clever.
You were getting a compliment, Dave, and you've just proven
Yes.
why you don't deserve compliments.
Yeah, that's very true. Andrew.
Anyway, sorry.
All right. So, but The Wall, if you didn't know what it was about, then when you first start listening to it, it might take a while to figure out what the story's about. And you could even say it's open to interpretation, which was my experience, which was actually kind of fun. But then I read what it was about, which was also cool. So either or, it works. So the same goes for the music. I think The Wall is musically more complex than the Crimson Idol, but somehow it remains more accessible as an album. the greater masses.
Yep.
I think it definitely
was written.
it has a wider appeal musically, but I'm not factoring that into my decision making. So there's a lot more diversity in the music styles on the wall.
Yep.
But that doesn't make the Crimson Idol any less interesting or engaging. I think the Crimson Idol has a better ending musically. So the last minute draws out in a really dramatic way, kind of like the ending of a concert, really, which I think is entirely fitting for the album and its subject. Whereas The Wall just kind of quietly plays through subtly and then it's over. But the last second, there's like a but, which I only just kind of realized on my last playthrough of that. I'm like, oh, hang on, I didn't notice that before.
Yep.
So I need to sort of go back and investigate. But that's what's so fun about The Wall. But in any case, both endings fit their albums. One is an obvious ending to an obvious story, and the other is left open to interpretation in a way. So, conclusion, the Crimson Idol, I like this album as much as I'm ever going to love it, which is a lot. It still punches me in the heart every time I hear it. My eyes are never fully dry for the last 3 songs. And The Wall, so this album is still on the up for me. I already love it, but that just keeps increasing with each listen. I'm still getting those, I don't remember this part with every listen.
Well, there's a lot of that to take in,
Yeah, there's so much to take in, and I'm still, I'm not all over it yet. I don't think I will be for a long time. I just hear more and more beauty every time I listen to it. I know that makes me sound like a real hippie, but
no, I'm so with you on that. And Gilmore's solo is out to die for.
Interesting that you call it beauty because it's a fucking dark record.
Yes, but
it is. But the sonics of it, the note choices, like the solo in Comfortably Numb is just, oh my god.
Well, that's both of them. There's 2 solos in there.
Yeah, sorry, both of them,
and so just incredible.
I mean, I'm trying to. I'm looking for the song now. I can't even think of what it is. I think it's Goodbye Blue Sky.
One
of the most beautiful songs I've ever heard.
How great is that? Yeah.
It's eerie. It's eerie. It's an eerie song.
Yeah.
It's
really
stunning.
It takes you on a journey, and that's kind of what it's meant to do.
It's disturbing, that track. I find it really really
I get that, but at the same time, I'd argue that the ability to encompass darkness within something so beautiful is a really refined and hard to do thing.
Yeah, it's beautiful, but at the same time disturbing.
Which is something to behold from an artistic.
They do that a lot in the album because they switch from major to minor, or major for a small part just to brighten the mood, and then it goes back to minor.
That's it. Maybe that's what kind of just like got me in that song. It's just it's beautiful.
No choices are so important across all of the wall.
Oh, it just fascinates me. It just there's just so much to think about when you just listening to it, and so much to take in that. So look, for the same reason I went with Dream Theater last week.
Wow.
I'm fascinated by this album and the music, and I want to explore it more. And I feel like it can give back even more than the album that I already love in the Crimson Idol. So I'll have to go with The Wall.
Wow.
2 for 2.
2 for 2.
Oh.
2 for 2.
Good luck,
no
Andrew.
Pressure, Andrew. No pressure.
Sorry.
No, but this is actually, I should have gone with Belle like first, like before, whatever it was. Because last time around, Belle did the surprise heel turn and threw me off. So I'm glad it's worked out differently this week around where it actually comes down to the last choice, which is actually intriguing to see how it all shakes out. Now, I love in-depth analysis as much as the next one. I do have some analysis here, but I don't need to go full on because we've spoken about these albums in depth before.
Ad nauseum.
And now it's time for the rubber to hit the road because the winner for this goes on to face Operation Mindcrime next week. And that determines the final win. So we got 1 week to go after this, and then we're on to a different topic. Which, Belle, you've got to determine what that topic is or theme is. That's over to you.
Yeah,
I know.
No, should be interesting.
No pressure, Belle. You got the next theme to come up with.
I already know what the theme is, but
Okay, I need to know what it is so I can get some polling done. All right. Now, for the record, this is incredibly fucking difficult. And even now, I know the result and no one else does. And I've got a pit in my stomach because either way, you know what I mean? That's the whole thing. Like, I know which way I'm going to go, but I've got the whole, but I could still change my mind, but I'm not going to. I made a decision. But that it's so on the edge, this one. I reckon in next week's, like, instead of a mini game, we'll do like what our dreaded battle was for this whole out of the 10 albums. Just quickly go over which one was the pairing would have hated to go up against, and just see which way would have gone on it. Because for me, this is it. Like this is the worst outcome possible for me. Choosing between these two albums is it's fucking hard. This is the one I don't want. This is the one I don't want to choose between. Pink Floyd as a band is so important to me and my musical journey over the years. This album is utterly phenomenal. And as Belle said, there's no matter how often you listen to it, there's always more to explore. And as Conrad touched on, it's disturbing, but there is so much beauty within that disturbing nature that is actually the dichotomy of life kind of a thing. There's always darkness, there's always light, there's always chaos, there's always something going on. I don't think we get the Crimson Idol without The Wall, to be honest. Even musically, when it comes down to the punch, you know, when it comes down to the Idol and all that sort of stuff, the solos and that in it come from this album. There are direct chord progressions and that come from one tail.
Yeah.
Not in a rip-off, but in a homage sense. It's not a rip-off. Yep. It's that they're acknowledging where this comes from. So this album is influential on the other one. Like it's such a unique battle.
There's some stuff from Tommy as well.
Exactly. Yeah. So, you know, that's Blackie, you know, paying respect to ones that have come before, but still putting his own interpretation on things, which is, again, incredibly intelligent.
It might not necessarily be conscious either.
It might not be. But
it might not be conscious. It might just be you've influenced by these records.
Yeah, he's a music fan.
And it ends up in his songwriting, you know?
Yeah, and I have no problem with that personally. I know people have knocked on that before.
Absolutely.
But I think it's actually organic and good. I'm okay with it. As long as it's not a rip-off, you're not trying to emulate. It's just organic, and it feels like it. In the Crimson Idol, when that part comes in, it just feels completely organic. It fits. If you didn't know The Wall, it'd fit perfectly. Like, it just makes perfect sense. On The Wall, you got iconic tracks like Another Brick in the Wall. You've got Hey You, Comfortably Numb, and so much more. Like we were talking about, the solos in Comfortably Numb. Dave Gilmour, I know that people love him to death, but every time, you know, the lead guitarist polls come up and everyone goes this, I think Dave Gilmour probably shits on most of them, to be honest. To have the feel that he has, that is so rare. And he's one of those guitarists to me.
He once said, one of his famous quotes actually was, "It's not about how many notes you play; it's the spaces in between." Where you put the spaces in between the notes, and it just blew my mind.
And Momsy went, "Less is more." No, it's not.
It is for me. It is for me.
I know.
Less is more for me.
We can have a world with both. Both are valid.
Yeah. But the thing for me is that the one that, you know, Dave Gilmour, being such a master of his craft, still knows the delays, all those things, and all the effects. Like from song to song, he will tell the producer for a live show, you got to go a millisecond more, because he just knows his shit like that. And for someone who's so technically minded to have such feel is so rare, because it's usually one or the other. It's hard to get both, and he's such a unique beast, and he shows it on this one. And the balance between him and Roger Waters, the way they play the characters of it all, like they did such a good job. I know they weren't talking, but fuck, they did such a good job. This is an all-time album for so many people, including myself. I can't get past The Wall. On the flip side, W.A.S.P as a band is one that I came to later on. I was into Pink Floyd before I was into W.A.S.P. But this album has quickly become one of those ones that's sort of just way up there for me. Very few songs over all the years I've been doing this, and for how long I've been listening to music, which is virtually all my life. There are very few songs that can repeatedly reduce you to tears, kind of thing, or at least put you on the brink at the very least. And this album has those, like that, like Belle mentioned, that 3-track 1, 2, 3 at the end of the album is just, oh my God, like what a fucking way to wrap it up. Like
it's a bang, bang, bang in the guts.
It's such a gut punch. And those moments hit home individually, but especially in the context of the album, which is important in the grand scheme of things when it comes to concept albums. It's heavier, it's more aggressive, it's more blunt. Where The Wall is pure art, The Crimson Idol is sheer force. Like there's these two ways of looking at these albums. On The Crimson Idol, you got Chancellor Charlie Idol, I Am One, and more on there as well. And another all-time album. These are incredibly hard to split. One, for all its beauty, is morose and somber. The other one is utterly heartbreaking in its conclusion. Neither of these are happy. Again, we've touched on this many times before. Concept albums, generally speaking, are fucking depressing.
Tragedy.
They're the best stories in life.
They are.
Dark
and
ones.
This is life and art crossing over, which is where it becomes really interesting, because it comes down to, I for me personally, when it comes to The Crimson Idol, if you've ever been to a really, really dark place in life, I think The Crimson Idol will speak to you in a certain way. It's both of these also, in terms of composition, made great callback moments, like the idea of having another brick in the wall, parts 1, 2, 3 throughout the wall, so that always ties over. And even in other songs, the bass line or the guitar lick or the solo, they'll all be references to the overarching musical theme of the wall. But The Crimson Idol does the same thing, especially lyrically as well, when it comes to Is There No Love or There Is No Love and all that kind of stuff. Like, those are things, they both have these echoes through the entire albums, both of them, that make it so anchored and pivotal to how it all plays out. That is so rare and so well done on both these albums at the same time. Both are well told. I feel one story overall is more direct, and as a consequence might be better executed because it is so much more its narrative, as opposed to one being more expressive. So when you're talking about ambiguity versus a beginning, middle, and end kind of a thing, which is actually firm in its place, then you get one versus the other in that one. You do have a fine split in those 2 points there. But both of these still sound incredibly impressive today, no matter their ages. They both sound fucking phenomenal. They've lost none of their charm, none of their impact. What I said about one being more direct narrative-wise, the other one's more accessible, though. One is easier to get into and more palatable to most people out there, because the songs themselves will draw people in more than one album will. This could easily be a coin toss. I could change my mind at the drop of a hat. It's fucked up. But in the context, as everyone else has done, you're forced to choose. That's the whole game of this. I think that when it comes to albums that are so well executed, it is. It's not about one being better than the other one. It's about what one speaks to you more than the other one. Which one grabs your heart, grabs your soul, reaches in and does something to you personally. And emotion and the feeling of being able to connect to a character is what this came down to for me. So I had to let my heart decide, and I hope this holds onto my heart tightly as I go through this one. My pick is W.A.S.P, The Crimson Idol.
Wow. Holds onto my heart. Oh, I love it, Andrew.
Nice.
That's one of the reasons why. That song, the song before, the song after, that triptych at the end of the album is...
Wow. If
you can get through that, and you've been to shit places in your life and you don't feel something, then I don't know what to tell you, because that to me is it's about what you connect to, what it makes you feel. And to me, I get The Wall. I fully understand, appreciate, respect, love it to bits, but just what leaves me when you go through a story, I love emotional connection to fictional characters. It's a bizarre thing, but I love it to bits. It's there are certain written characters that I'll cry when they die, kind of thing. I love that ability to connect with a fictional character, and that's what happens when it comes to The Crimson Idol for me. So it's a case of just Whereas,
but if it has that effect, then we can't argue with that.
Yeah, no. and it's an individual thing. That's the point about it. It's all entirely individual. You could have 100 people giving 50 different responses. Like it's going to be.
Yes, I don't feel the same emotional response.
Yeah.
To the wall as I would to the Crimson Idol, like that,
exactly.
That doesn't make me cry.
Oh, that's right.
And sympathy.
I see Jonathan.
You don't sympathize with the character as much now because he's despisable. He's a despisable character.
Yeah.
But Jonathan's a victim, right? Jonathan's the victim, where Pink is less of a victim.
Whereas Pink is not particularly likable character.
No, he's not likable, but he's also brought a lot of this stuff onto himself.
But at the
Not
same
necessarily.
But at
Not
the same time,
necessarily.
both characters are incredibly
Well-
shaped by their world experiences because you had the
Yeah.
war, which shaped the absence of and led to X, Y, Z. Whereas later on in times, when it comes to Johnny, then it's a different game.
Do you know what?
He's a victim of circumstance.
Comparing these two albums during the week, I was actually thinking, considering the generations, Pink could have actually grown up to be Jonathan's dad because he was emotionally unattached because of his life experience.
Wow.
And, you know,
That's a good
because
point,
that generation has gone through some ridiculously crazy shit that we will never understand because we didn't. And that affected their relationships, even to their own children.
Well, what happens with Pink when it gets dark? It turns red. And what was Jonathan's dad's name? Red.
The Crimson Idol. Yeah.
So Pink, as it gets dark,
it would be
turns red.
It would be interesting to read up about the story of the Crimson Idol and its influence.
I would love to just talk to Blackie. I'd love to have a beer and just chat with the guy.
I would love to chat to Blackie about it.
Yeah. Three people I want, or four, but one's dead.
Well,
Blackie,
in
James
town.
Hetfield, Phil Lynott, and I forgot. Oh, Thomas Helopanian.
They're
the four people I'd love to talk to.
Oh my God.
What were you saying, Conrad?
He was here. He was in London only a few months ago, so I just missed the show.
Well, when he comes to Australia, I'm going to see that fucking show.
I've seen W.A.S.P a few times over the years, and always stunning, always amazing.
Yeah,
always.
Haven't seen them.
I'm looking forward to
I've never seen them.
Record.
Never seen them.
Wow.
I'm really looking forward to the next record.
I like that analogy, Dave. That's fucking amazing. Actually,
that's really well done, Dave.
And then that was just like when you said it, and I was like, "Holy fuck!" His name was Red.
Yeah.
And what happens when Pink gets dark? It turns.
What happens
red.
when Pink gets
Add black. Add black. Add black. Blackie.
Add some Blackie.
Red.
Some rock and roll Blackie.
Oh.
Fucking hell, man. Fucking hell.
Here's me in my fucking color print dyeing world of things, but yeah, no, that's add black to pink, it becomes red.
Red.
So there you go. Wow.
So that's going through. Okay, so Crimson Idol goes through.
It's next week is Crimson Idol versus Operation Mindcrime.
I thought
that's
wall
the
was
one
going through without a doubt, for sure. For the wall.
See, I voted against the Crimson Idol before because I do it in context. Right?
Yeah.
It was what it was against.
Yep.
I said at the beginning I love the album. And so this time I voted for it because in context I had to.
Yeah, it made sense in this one. Yeah. It's just interesting how it all shakes out. And that, again, this is not about which album's better or worse. It's just which one speaks to us more and what goes through to pick a winner. It's just you're given an exercise. It's like the old debating thing. You got to choose a side and you got to go and explain why. That's just why. It makes for an interesting bit of fun.
If you got to feel it as well.
But that's what music is.
You have to feel what you're choosing.
Yeah, and music is emotion expressed in a way that everyone can understand. Yeah. So that's what this all comes down to at the end of the day.
I'm shocked. I thought you were going for the wall. For sure. 100% of me thought you were going for the wall.
I love surprising people. It's always fun. I told you, Belle, I'm chaos. I'm always chaos.
Well,
we all are, man. We all are.
Right? Yeah, that's chaos.
Yeah.
That's chaos theory for sure.
Yes. No, but Dave, with the points there at the end to tie it all together, very well done, man. Very well done.
That was stunning.
That was a good insight. I reckon there's something in that too, to be honest. I reckon
you're right. Yeah, it's got to be. I mean, of all the names that he could, his hair was sandy blonde, but his nickname was Red. Why? Yeah. Even Blackie doesn't know, or Jonathan doesn't know why his father's name's Red.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow, that's fucking deep. Deep as fuck.
Here we go. We're getting into it now. Let's see what comments we've got to sort of before we wrap this up here. Back to the guitarist stuff for a second. John 5 says for me, Darren says John 5 for me, brilliant player. So there we go. Back to the guitarist there. But Jolie says, love that Chainsaw Charlie was awesome. He says, Crimson Idol, hands fucking down. Then we got TJ says, the wall is a wank fest that is Kardashian-esque fanboys. Being harsh there. Even us that didn't pick it are going to say you're being harsh there, TJ. But flip side is, Jolie says, I'm for the wall. So we're getting back and forth here.
Yeah.
Benjamin says, I would not want to live without the wall. The Crimson Idol, I could live without no problem. So there we go.
Ooh,
But Michael says the wall all the way for me. Writing, performance, engineering, production, story, fantastic. And listen,
there's a lot.
speakers, all cans. And still okay unless the system's huge. Album for me, feel wins, and that's a big thing there too.
Yeah.
Darren says, no, that's good, Conrad. For me, short and sweet is the way to go. Sorry to disappoint, Darren. None of us are like
Sorry,
that.
guys.
Kyle said, don't overthink things. It'll take you places you don't need to go. That's what these
I
albums are.
like going to those places, though. That's where the real
I
shit
do
is.
too. I do.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't have got to that cool
like the
ending
call.
without that.
Well, that's the thing.
was-
Yeah, that little point there at the end doesn't come without the deep thinking. So there you go.
Yeah.
That's
Rowan-
incredible, Dave. Wow.
Yeah. Rowan said, toughest pair of albums for me. Similar themes explored in both, but one is like a dreamscape broken up by English people talking about something, and the other is wall-to-wall drumming. So there we go.
The Crimson Idol. Woo.
Yeah. Man says, well, W.A.S.P probably rocked harder. This has to go to the wall again. The album doesn't age. So there we go from the Man Family. Nicole says,
Wow.
Pink Floyd for my vote. Wow. Darren says the wall
Looks like
for me easily.
Looks
Very
like the
well.
audience are going with the wall here.
Yeah, we're
I
getting.
think so.
I'm gonna get hurt, aren't I? Rowan
Thanks,
says one is a celebrated prog rock band, and the other is by someone dressed in a disappointing Elvira cosplay.
Oh,
brutal.
brutal.
Blackie is not
Example of
Elvira. You
music
cannot compare the
creativity.
two.
Wow.
Dude, no.
We've
That's
gone from
great.
past.
Yeah, Blackie doesn't have the same cleavage
Elvira.
that Elvira does.
No, he does not.
No, he does not.
He does. He certainly does not.
Elvira wore it better. I'll tell you that right now.
Fucking yes, she did.
She's still alive, isn't she?
Hey.
She is.
Yeah, she's still going.
I bet she fucks like a beast as well.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, Dave. Here we go. I'm sure she'd probably
Check out her love machine.
Yeah. Anyway, but he says still the wall for me.
I
Only
don't
just.
think you'll ever find out, Dave, because she bats for the other team. Actually,
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Right.
She's like
Makes me
75. Come on.
Who cares anymore?
Don't be ageist, Jeff.
I'm just saying. Those cans, if no. Gravity took over a long time ago, and we're not seeing
she
that.
still looks
You are
amazing.
so shallow, man.
She
Don't
still,
be
Hell,
jealous.
Yeah, I know. I'm
she
so
still looks phenomenal for her age.
Mm.
So, Dave, you tell me
She
you're
does,
connected
I
to her
agree.
at a soulful level.
I am very soulful and mature. Thank you. Very much.
like when she flashes her tits, she goes, you know.
I'm not complaining.
Anyway,
Hey, she can play Nana if she wants to. That's all good.
oh,
Oh my
Dave
God.
wants to be swaddled. Here we go. Just don't ask in what. Anyway, so we've got. So Vinny said the wall. TJ said name 3 songs from the wall. Parts 2 or 3 from the same song, same title, not allowed. Sally says this was tough. I swing back and forth on this, and that's true. TJ said 79 drugs were fucking grouse around then. Well, yeah, that's kind of true. But Sally says I've chosen Floyd. I'm gonna get ripped here. Rowan said these are my 4th and 5th favorite albums out of these 10, but so equal, so I'm not sure which is 4 and which is 5.
Which
Darren
is a
said
big
Jeff, not a
comment,
spoiler.
because I don't
When it's
think-
been
I
out
don't
for more
think
than 6
Rowan
months,
had
it's been out
heard
for years.
The wall.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, Andrew. I don't think Rowan had heard the wall until this battle, so that's
Yeah,
a big
okay.
call for him.
Thank you
Wow.
to all of those who sided with me and Bell.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah.
Rowan said, in the end, I went with the album I think is the most fair to go up against Minecraft. So that's the wall. Fuck, more again. Basher, here we go. W.A.S.P for me. Thank you. In Stroke, another great album discovered a few weeks ago. Love the emotion right throughout this album.
Yeah. There is one
TJ
there.
says, in 2023, my 80-year-old dad would vote for the wall. I moshed to Chainsaw Charlie's story at the Cat House and Hard and Fast. My vote is
Yes.
not current. Blackie for the win. So we are getting some love there. Vinny says, is there anybody in there is such a trip of a song like taking a safe drug in a sleep clinic? That is it is very much like that.
So good.
TJ says 84 is the year of Iron Man's Power Slave and fuck all else.
Okay.
Darren says, so does Dave enjoy wax more than hugs? I don't know.
Hug me first, then whack me.
You don't want to get whacked and then hugged to get the comfort afterward, man? Like, you know.
As long as I get both, I don't care what order. It's all good.
The order doesn't matter. Just get them both.
It's not
TJ
about the
says
mood.
Taylor
Yeah,
Swift
just
is
go
more
with it. Just go with it.
accessible,
It's all good.
man. Well, that's true, but oh well. Elliot says, Crimson Idol for me, more impact on my life at time of release, though Comfortably Numb will always be a favorite song of all time. That is very true. I can agree with that completely. Sally says, all members of Mensa have genius IQ. My uncle is a member. Well, there we go. My dad has genius IQ as well. I don't know what the fuck happened to me.
I'd be like Bart Simpson when he goes to that smart school.
Yeah.
Achieved.
SMRT. I mean, SMART.
That's Homer.
I know. Again, Apple doesn't fall far, Dave.
I'm more like Ralph Wiggum meets Homer. See? I've even got Ralph on my fucking battle jacket, man. It's right there.
My doctor says I get less nosebleeds to get my fingers out of there.
Get my finger out of there. Me fail English? That's impossible.
Oh, anyway.
You like stuff?
I choose you.
I glued my head to my shoulder.
Anyway,
I need to get out more. Holy fuck.
I know, right? Anyway, so Marco's gone 2 for Bell. Intense finale from Andrew. Yes, there we go. Then Darren says, finally, Andrew has the deciding vote. I did a lot last time, actually. Michael says, considering Gilmore's sound so compressed, amazing, the feel he's playing has. Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
There we go. Michael says, knew it. Andrew thought Crimson Idol would win. So there we go. Then Rowan says, I'd rather have a beer with Blackie from Rowan. That's very true. I'd do that.
Yeah.
Michael says, seeing as Idol won tonight, I was interested in this week listening to Doug Aldrich's solo as compared to Bob Kulick on most of the record. The 2 different versions.
Re-idolized.
That's my comparison, but the new re-recorded version is still pretty fucking good.
It really is.
I did enjoy that one quite a bit. Bash says, bring it on, Mindcrime versus Idol. That's going to be one hell of a battle next week.
That's going to be fun.
God.
Yeah. Vinny says, come on, Jeff. If she was standing in her room naked with only a 45-inch to cover her parts, you wouldn't say no. You'd have a 33-inch in no time. So there you go, Vinny.
All that
Vinny's
adds up to a 75. 78.
No, it's better than a 7-inch split. But anyway,
you whip out my big titty. Oh, that's Aerosmith.
That's Aerosmith. And Vinny says purple is a fruit. So there we go. All right. We have gotten to the end of another fucking wild episode. So thank you all so much for sticking with us. It's been a lot of fun. These ones have been tough. We've got one more to go. Next week is the finale. Jeff won't be with us, unfortunately. He'll have to send us through his thoughts via video. But
that's gonna suck.
That is gonna be a tough one, though.
It's gonna be sad, but you guys will get over it. I'm
unhappy to have that, Jeff. I'm really quite unhappy.
I'll record something and send it in so that my thoughts are known.
Nah.
Yeah.
We need a wrestling Canadian.
If you want, I can set up a cardboard cutout like Dave, and you can just sit here and.
Come on, man! You need detail like that shit.
He's still got it. Oh my god! Wow.
Yeah, I haven't let Julia have it for when I'm not, when I'm on taping, she can have the cardboard version.
Oh, here we go. This is the part you're going to get a text message about tomorrow, Dave.
That's if she watches the whole thing. Usually she just checks the comments, and nobody mentioned that I said that. Okay?
No one comments.
Good luck. You know what's going to happen now. Anyway, TJ says,
come on, guys, I thought we were friends.
No, Dave. Everyone's got the popcorn out and ready to go. TJ says Blackie Lawless will kick the fuck out of Jeff Tate. That's next week sorted. So let's have an Iron Maiden special instead.
Easily.
Anyway.
Jeff Tate doesn't even have hair these days.
Oh wow.
Oh,
it's less
sorry, the ball people.
It kind of looks a bit weird.
With a goatee and that, it's a bit of an odd look, but yeah, anyway. All right. Anyway, next week is the Crimson Idol versus Operation Mindcrime. So that's going to be an interesting one.
I'm going to have fun with that, man.
I know you are. Jeff, send a video. Jeff, send a video for this one, please, so I can edit it into the stream.
I'll send a video.
Yeah. All righty. But that about brings us to the end. We'll get to a bin in a second. Make sure you get any final comments in now while I go through the usual outro sort of stuff. But yeah, next week is on TV every week. We are on 10:30 p.m. Saturday nights on Channel 31 in Melbourne if you want to watch the more musical side of things, what we do. Also the same thing, 10:30 p.m. Thursday nights on Channel 44 in Adelaide. Both of those are available via the CTV Plus app or the ctvplus.org.au, I think it is on the website. But just search for channel community television or Channel 31, Channel 44. You'll find it pretty quick. that's what is that. And then we have our live streams every week. We do deep cut sessions on Sundays, which are available to our Patreons to watch that as well. So if you want to join our Patreon, doesn't matter what tier you're on, it can be $2 a month. Just go and do that, and you'll get access to the special Sunday sessions as well. A big thank you to our fantastic sponsors, as always, Squid Ink Screenprinting, Alt-Cvlt Rockstar Finance. There's a link to them in the description box, so make sure you give them a like or a follow too. And if you're watching us later on and not live with us, I do appreciate you taking some time with us later on too, or listening if you're on the Spotify or any other audio platform as well. And while you're at things, make sure you check out if you miss anything, there's links in the description box. So just go through, check out the music for yourselves, make up your own minds. As always, don't just take our word for it. Go and check out the music. There's always something for everyone out there. And like, follow, subscribe, share us around. All that sort of stuff helps us out a great deal. And just check out good music, and hopefully you'll have a great week coming up as well. Until we're back again, same time, place next week. Some comments here. What do we got here? TJ? No, we did that one. Dave, read that out. That is
Nice.
so Julia.
Beautiful.
Oh, I love you, bitch. That is great.
Fucking dead.
Dave, fuck.
Dave's not next on next week's show either.
Wow.
I'll be back in a minute.
Wow. He's way
That-
more awesome than I thought
That
he
is
was
one of
already.
the best moments ever. I'm going to clip that, Dave. We're going to put that together, and we're going to go, this is going to be great.
I'm a fan.
Oh, Julia, that was perfect. Thank you so much for that.
That was awesome too.
Rowan says, no, give us a chance to listen to things through here. Wow. That's a moment I'll never forget. Legend, good to see you, buddy. He's gone Crimson Idol all the way. Darren says, great show, guys. Enjoy the weekend for you too. TJ says, good guys, ladies and gents. Good show, ladies and gents. Vinny said, let's hear Dave's been. Now we're getting there. Anna has jumped in too, Dave, and given us a laugh. So good to see you, Anna. And Julia says, no, he won't. And Darren says, Dave's in trouble now. Holy fuck. So there we go.
Oh my god.
So, whilst we let Dave sort out his issues in the world, let's go to the bin.
I've never seen Dave look so bloody white. He's like a ghost.
Oh,
I know, right?
Oh no.
And Dave, just to have more fun, let's go to the bin for you first. What are you putting in the bin this week? Is it
Yourself?
I probably
Is it a
should.
cardboard cutout?
Yeah, that should probably go too. But I didn't. I don't know. Not much has happened this week, so I was just gonna fucking bin everything. I think I was in a bit of a mood, so just fucking everything. But I have cheered up by the end of this, so yeah, just everything. Fuck it.
You've cheered up for now. You've cheered up for now. Still got to go inside yet.
I'm thinking sleep out here.
We won't beat that one. All right, Conrad, what are you putting in the bin this week?
I think I might have done it before, but if I have, you can correct me. And that's
people, okay. Go for it again.
People at concerts with no crowd etiquette. So people with no social etiquette at concerts. They
said that about Knotfest Melbourne. I remember you saying.
Oh, that was brutal. That was awful. Yeah. So all right, I already did that. So I'm going to say fees on top of things for concert tickets. Yeah. There's always extra fees on top for concert tickets. It's fucking stupid. It's ridiculous. Fee for a fee, fuck off.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. Handling fee. Yeah.
Handling fee, booking fee.
For what?
Fuck off.
Yeah.
You know,
for an email.
It's just insane. And you don't even get a proper ticket anymore.
No.
You know.
So what's the handle at the end of the day?
Yeah, handling fee. What are you handling if you're sending it to me?
And the sad thing is the bands aren't getting that money. It's the fucking ticket place.
The middleman.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. So you see a concert ticket advertised and you go, okay, it's that price. And then by the time you bought it and paid for it online, it ends up being
25% more.
All the fees added up on top of it. It's about another $10 more, you know?
Yeah.
It
adds up, especially with the amount of gigs you go to. It adds up.
That's true.
Damn right. Damn right.
Yeah.
All right. Jeff, what have you got? Sorry, Conrad?
They should be paying me to go to these shows and review them from the Hard Rock Show in Australia.
If I could afford to, I would, mate. I can't afford it.
Oh, no.
All right. Jeff, what have you got?
All right, so I kind of touched on this. I made that recording thing. But look, there's something that really pisses me off, and that is when a band goes in to do a cover or a tribute for another artist.
Yeah.
And they change the whole fucking song to the point where you listen to it and go, this is a cover. This is not a cover. This is a fucking hey, I'm really good. We're really good over here. We're going to recreate this song for your enjoyment. Fuck off. I like the original song.
Wow.
I want to hear your version of it, but I don't want you changing arrangements and changing vocals
You
and
must love
deleting
like
things.
a version.
Because at the end of the day, it's becoming something other than you're saying, look at us, look at me, and it's got to be, you got to pay homage, homage
It's
to
interpretation versus homage, which
correct.
becomes
So homage,
sticky,
homage, whatever you say it.
Yep.
But the thing is, I think too many bands change shit, and it just bothers me.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do a tribute or a cover of a band or a song that you like, it should be as close to the original, in my opinion, as possible. Because, that's just me.
Yeah.
And so that's in the fucking bin. I hate it when bands do that.
Cool. Fair enough. Good point. All right. There's more comments. I want to get to those in a second. But, Belle, let's go to you. What's in the bin for you this week?
Okay, so not at all music related.
That's fine. The pettier, the better.
Yep. Well, it's not petty. Well, not to me anyway.
Fair enough.
So, and I wasn't gonna talk about this, but it matters to me, so I will. So having to take our foster dog back to the RSPCA.
I wondered if you're going to go there.
Yeah, I know you know.
Yeah.
You're the only one that knows. So Henry had to go back. So during last week's stream, actually, he bit Dane, my husband, really bad on the hand and on the leg. Yeah. And so that's why I disappeared. No, it wasn't to go to the toilet because I watched that back, Jeff. Thank you. But I do need to go now, but I'll wait. I'll hold it. So yeah, look, he had to go. On Saturday I drove him back to Devonport, which is where I got him from. Yeah. And really broken about it, actually. Yeah. So he'd been a little bit bitey leading up in the last week or two before then. Not sure why, because when he first came here, he was pretty good. I think he sort of found it. He had his own little spot in the lounge room and he got quite protective of it. So this is a behavior that wasn't able to be identified in the shelter environment. Anyway, so so Dane called the RSPCA and told them about it, which we'd been kind of managing until then. So I was kind of annoyed at him, but I kind of understand as well.
Yeah,
getting bitten is not great. But
and you got a kid there to think about too, which is
that's right. And he'd been nipped at as well. So like he did the right thing. I get that. But just sadly we took him back because they said as soon as he said it, they said, no, you've got to bring him back. He needs to be reassessed. So anyway, so he's gone back and I've just miss him terribly, and I hope that he's okay. And it's just really, really hard because he was otherwise doing really well, not living with a family before and not sort of living in a house before, but I just feel awful for him. And it's really hard. So anyway, that's my bin, having to take him back. And not knowing what's going to become of him and how his life's going to be after now. And so it's really shit. I just feel awful that I wasn't able to provide him with the right house for his forever home.
Like I said to
you, sorry for getting really
no, and actually credit for sharing, because this stuff is real. And like I told you personally, I said don't beat yourself up about this because it's incredibly hard to do. My wife and I both have scars from dealing with reactive and aggressive dogs, and it's not an easy thing to pull it off. Very, very few can get even close to doing it. And we went through extremes to get Caesar in particular settled down. It took a lot of work, and it takes a lot of doing. Dave knows a lot of the history with Caesar in particular. There's a lot to work through, and if you if your heart's in the right place, that's what is the thing that you should remember or hang on to. That your heart was in the right place the whole time through. It wasn't a case of failure or anything like that. You tried to do the right thing. You tried to help, and that's more important than anything else. And you'll learn and be better prepared for the next one whenever that comes around for you as well. So these are all experiences along the way, but don't beat yourself up because it sometimes just doesn't work. And like I said, it's incredibly hard to make it work out. It takes a lot of effort. And if you can't get everyone in the house on the same page at the same time, it's never going to work anyway. So it's better to make a change. It's just, as unfortunate as it sounds, I don't want you to beat yourself up over it because I know how much you are. So
I am.
It's easier said than done, but
They said that you know, because he's never lived in a house before with a family, so they could never identify that was part of that was a factor in his nature, that he would sort of react that way. So anyway, it's just
some dogs just do that, unfortunately, Bill. It's just the way it works. They change environment, they change behavior. It's the same with people, it's the same with dogs. It's just the way it happens. And unless you really know what you're looking for, you're not going to see it in time to react, to stop it.
No, but they couldn't see that either. I just wanted him to have a good life. Yeah. I just want every animal to have a good life, and the fact that I wasn't able to provide him that really hurts.
But the thing is that you'll take the experience you've learned from this one. It'll help you with the next one. It will.
Yeah, there'll be a next one, and
and you'll see things in advance that'll better prepare you now that you've seen it. Without seeing it, you can't. The only reason I know how to deal with aggressive dogs is because I had when I was a kid.
Oh, okay. Wow.
That's the only reason why. Without that, I'd have no. Jody's great with obedience training. I'm good with understanding the psychology of the dog. So together we make a great team. But one or the other of us, you know, on dealing with these dogs wouldn't work the same way. But because we both have different backgrounds, it works. But it's a unique skill set. The dogs we have, both Nala and Caesar, came to us after aggression issues. So we're a specialized kind of thing. It's not a big matter. It's just a case of it takes a lot. And the only reason why I know about it is because I've been doing it for so long, since I was a kid.
Which in its own way is a really unfortunate place, you know, unfortunate experience, you know, have.
But that's what happens when you have to learn. So but this is where I tell you, don't beat yourself up because it's just nothing you could have done at the end of the day. That you, like I said, your heart was in the right place. You remember that. That's the thing you need to.
I know, and I shouldn't be so. And I was angry with him for calling the RSPCA to tell them about it.
But there's safety first, always.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. That's exactly right. I just miss him.
I know that feeling, but it's just unfortunately.
Yeah, it's hard feeling like a failure. Yeah, but
you're not, and that's the thing to remember, because you do something with love in your heart, you're never a failure. That's the thing.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's all right.
So that's taking him back. I'm done.
Fair enough. I'm gonna lighten the mood.
Thank
you.
All right. So just to I'm gonna put myself in solo mode for just a second here, right? So just so everyone sees, like, this is a receipt for 3 items. Okay? For 3 fucking items. Just so everyone knows.
Hold it closer, Andrew. Just because
you want to see what I got.
Yep. $30.90. Got it.
Yep. For dog food, milk, and coffee sachets. Okay, that's what everyone wants.
Wow.
Just that's not my bin though, not the cost. My bin, the cost of living is nuts, right? I need to fucking have 2 hands for this, because the bin then becomes, that's for 3 items. That's the actual fucking receipt. What the fuck are we doing? Okay? What the actual fuck is this shit? For 3 fucking items?
Exactly.
What the hell is going on? We do all this stuff about saving the planet and fucking
trees
bags at the fucking store.
How many trees did that cost?
Every fucking tree to make these fucking dockets. Like, what are we doing?
Exactly.
Getting the fucking bin, you bunch of drop kicks. What the fuck is that?
Yep.
Agreed.
Man,
Oh my God.
18 years of retail. I get that 100%. It's a fucking waste.
Oh my
Yeah.
I don't want
God.
your fucking dockets. Everything else is on a fucking app. Give me the receipt on a fucking app, you bunch of morons. What the fuck is that? Oh my God. I don't need a fucking A4 page for 3 fucking items.
No.
And I'm about to go out I'm about to go out shopping.
Let me know how it works out for you, Conrad. Let me know if you do it different over there, because here's
I will.
So
It was
Conrad,
an
that,
A4 page. That's
I've been-
stupid.
have the supermarkets moved back to paper over there, like they have done here now?
Yeah, we have like receipts. You get a receipt for when you've
No, I'm talking about like now. So all the
Bags.
bags now have gone. They've gone from plastic bags now to back to paper.
Yeah.
yeah, like strong paper, like strong,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, like the
cardboard.
old brown bags. Like
Yeah,
yeah. There we go.
but with handles,
Yes.
Yeah, we got
Yeah.
those.
But they tend to
It's
encourage.
halfway around my fucking head.
They tend to,
True.
they tend to encourage these type. They
Yeah, I
tend to
know those
encourage
ones
these
are
sort.
Yeah,
They tend to encourage these
because you
a
can
bit
you
more.
reuse them over and over again.
And you get cute little pugs on them.
Oh God.
Oh.
Pugs are not cute. They're not
Oh,
cute.
here we go. Here we go.
I've got to walk down the street with this today.
No chance of you getting mugged. Not with
There's,
that.
there's Thor with his cute little pug. Like,
Oh my God.
what you should do is put a little fake name tag with me on it. That's what you should do.
Or just walk around with a Rambo headband like Andrew.
that-
That'll freak anyone out.
Oh wow. All right, let's get some comments, then let's get out of here. What do we got here? Edge Crow says, nice, quick show. See you next time. Yeah, not that quick. Michael says, not sure what Nostradamus thinks, but my prophecy is you guys pick Crimson Idol next week, but happy to be proven wrong. We'll see, actually. I'm not so sure about that. Vinny says, if anything, Bell, you've assisted them in providing a better profile for Henry, and what he needs as he readjusts. The alternative is that he could have been sent to a family with young infants, and the result could be much more fatal, which is true again
That's
as well.
what they said, Vinny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what they said. Yeah. Thank
So
you.
he went to the right place, Bell. He went to you because that's what he needed
To learn.
And now he's gonna learn, and now he's gonna get the proper treatment he needs.
Yeah.
There's
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Sally says, so sorry. Darren says, it's not a fail when you tried. So there you go. And on to the funny stuff here. Rowan says, Chemist Warehouse are ridiculous as well. That's true. Jolie says, so true. Darren says, never take the dockets. It's hard not to, man. It's fucking punching this thing out right in front of you when you got 3 items in your hand. It's like, what the fuck's going on? But Michael says, Bell, our heart goes out to you. At Roxy, you fostered and tried your hardest. Andrew has a classic pin. Excellent. So there we go. Some light and shade in that comment right there. All right, we've had a fun night. It's been deeper than anything. Here we go. Vinny says, my bin is moving. We're in G-Town now. Okay, you got through it. Everything hurts. There's still so much to do. It never ends. I'm not looking.
Oh, I know. I wanted to ask you, Vinny, how the move went, but I was going to wait until Sunday night. I assume there's going to be a Patreon stream, but
there'll be another stream on Sunday for Patreon. Yep.
Tell us how it went, Vinny.
Yeah, get in touch on Sunday, Vinny. We'll have a chat about it then. But no, that was. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to our 2,000+ K hike. That's going to be fucked.
It's not fun.
No, we got to do it, and we got to do it in like 2-hour stints because the old girl, she can't, like Nala, she can't do more than like 2 hours in the car. Otherwise, her back legs sort of stiffen up. So we got to get her out of the car every 2 hours to walk her around and give her some exercise. So
that's probably good for you guys as well. Just to
it's good for us, but because we're like 2 cars.
Could you fly her? Could you
Sorry?
fly her? Could you fly
I wouldn't
her?
fly her. I wouldn't fly her. No.
Okay.
It's stressful.
She's a
You'd be too
13-year-old Great Dane. It's
traumatic for you.
Yeah, I don't want to put her through anything like that at all. Like, we've already determined she had one lump removed. We've already determined that she won't go under again. Like, whatever happens now happens now. So that was a few months ago. Like, she's actually in pretty good nick, but and the vets were saying that they'd never seen a Great Dane that old before. So she's doing all sorts of great things. She's in great nick, but just a case of I'm not going to put her through a flight. It's just not going to happen.
Too much stress.
Yeah, I'd rather put her in the car with me and I can look after her and deal with anything that comes up directly. as opposed to putting the bell of it into the bow of a plane and just sort of like, okay, fucking hope for the best. Yeah. My dog's my responsibility. I'll do the hike with them. It's just how I look at things.
Absolutely.
What Vinny? Yeah. Vinny says.
People, so yeah.
Yeah, that's it. And that's it. If you take them on, you take them on. And I know that's harsh in the context of it's not, but you got to do what's right at the same time. But when you've actually settled them in and everything's good and they're actually part of your pack permanently, kind of thing, that doesn't stop at any point, kind of thing, as far as I'm concerned. Just because she's getting old now, it's just a case you've got to do what's right for her. And at the end of the day, that time will come as well. We'll have to send her off the best way we can. That will be a hard choice, but it's one that'll be the right one when that time comes to, when it's no longer fun for her to be around. She's still having fun for now, so we'll keep looking after her. As long as she's having fun and she gets up and has a bit of a play around, then she's doing all right. So she's for an ancient dog.
If they're having fun, they're happy.
Well, she's the equivalent of a 100-year-old human. That's basically where she's at. Like that's in terms of age, like that's how old we've gotten her, and it's just, and she came to us fucked up. Like she came to us beaten the fuck up. Like it was, we thought we'd get her for maybe 2 or 3 years. Dave remembers this. We thought we'd get maybe 2 or 3 years out of her. Mm-hmm. She's been with us longer than she was alive before she came to us, which is just remarkable.
That's a testament to you guys, I think.
No,
she wants to be around.
She loves it. She loves the comfort she's got. Don't worry about that. She's pampered. She's looked after. Back to the move though for Vinny. Vinny says fucked Bell, but we made it, so there we go. Bash just says, Andrew, great advice to Bell. Good night all. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully you had a great night here too. Jolly says, I need to get out as well. After 2 hours in the car, it's kind of good. Vinny says, chin up everyone. A bad day isn't a bad life. Good night, you legends. Well put, Vinny. There we go. Vinny with the nice comment of the night there as well. Darren says, see you on Fun Day Sunday. We are doing that again. And Jolie says, love tonight. Thanks, guys. Cheers. Thank you all so much for joining us. We are going to get out of here now.
Thank you.
That'll do it. But thank you for jumping in, having fun with us tonight. We've had a good time, and we've had a lot of people stick around for a while. So thank you for joining us. We'll see you all again, same time and place next week. Until then, I'm Andrew.
I'm dead. I will be in a few minutes.
He's not looking for it. He wants the show to keep going, keep going, keep going.
He's like, I don't want to go home. I don't want to go home.
I'm Conrad.
I'm Jeff.
I'm Belle.
Join us next week for the funeral march of Dave. Until then, as always,
drink up.
Rock on.
Rock on.
And don't upset your wife.
That's it, Dave. You're about to find out the hard way. Good luck.
Don't.